Welcome to the home of the Knights, Lone Peak High School here in Highland, Utah for week 2 of the high school football season here in Utah. We got one of the top matchups in the country for you tonight as the Lone Peak Knights play host to the IMG Academy Ascenders right here on KSL Sports Rewind. Hello everyone, happy Friday and welcome to week 2 of the high school football season. Matt Combs alongside Braden Peterson. Braden, we got a really fun matchup tonight.
Great matchup, man. If we can get this wind to cut down just a little bit, we might even see the ball fly through the air tonight.
It's going to be a special game between these two top programs, two of the top 100 teams in the entire United States. First, let's talk about Lone Peak. They got their season started last week down in St. George, picked up a win against Crimson Cliffs, and it was mostly due to the part of the legs and the arm of Cruz Christensen.
Yeah, Cruz Christensen got some really great experience last year in relief of Keppa, did some really great things for this Lone Peak team and really showed that he can be a rhythmic throwing quarterback, hitting good spots, being able to hit it deep and in the short intermediate game, and obviously he's still got some legs with him. He'll be a huge part of tonight's game.
Tonight's the home opener for the Lone Peak Knights. It's also the season opener for the national team for IMG Academy, one of the top teams in the country, ranked all the way from 1 to 5, depending on which publication you look at. They are loaded from top to bottom with Division I football talent, and at the top of that list is Eric McFarland.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick when you got this many guys, but Eric McFarland is the guy to watch. He is extremely fast and explosive. As soon as the ball's in his hands, he's gone. And the other thing that will catch you off guard, he's extremely strong, right? And so he's able to break through tackles, makes the first couple defenders miss, and will even break those, and then he's off to the races. He is going to be a dynamic athlete to keep your eyes on tonight.
It's going to be a fun one here tonight at Lone Peak High School, week 2 of the football season. Home opener for Lone Peak, season opener for IMG. We got it for you next here on KSL Sports Rewind.
Okay, so now he decides to exercise. Yes, this was the best angle.
Oh, life can get a little messy.
No way. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Best day ever.
Some taps create chaos.
No.
Tap Spend gives you 1% cash back when you spend and 2.75% APY when you don't. Tap responsibly. Visit tapbank.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Eldridge, local owner of Big O Tires in American Fork, and we are proud sponsors of our girls Lone Peak basketball squad. And just like their basketball squad, they can defend, they can score, rebound, steal, they can do it all. They do whatever it takes on the court to get the dub. Big O Tires in American Fork, we do the same. We can do it all to make sure your car is taken care of. Tires, brakes, oil, check engine light, lift your trucks, anything your car needs, from oil leaks to flushes to tune-ups, we can do it here at Big O Tires in American Fork so that your car is safe going down the road. So whether you're a fan, a coach, a player, visiting coach, give Big O Tires in American Fork a chance to earn your business and take care of your car.
Bring your cars in to Big O Tires in American Fork. Let them take care of you like they take care of us.
All right, welcome back, football fans. Just getting moments away from kickoff here tonight between Lone Peak and IMG here on a Friday night and out in Highland, Utah. Matt Combs, Braden Peterson with you. Braden, let's kick this one off. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
Holy cow, I can't wait to get a chance to watch this one. Like we said in pregame, we got a top 100 matchup. You've got one of the top teams in the state of Utah in Lone Peak High School, and the undefeated IMG Ascenders coming into town. Well, I guess that was a year ago, so let's see what they look like in game 1. But there's a lot of firepower on both sides of the ball tonight, starting with Kingston Stroshine at Lone Peak. I can't believe what he's able to do on the football field. Sorry to be a little bit quick on the draw there, but I'm just excited to watch him play. He is absolutely all over the field, constantly making plays. We will be calling his name all night long.
He's part of our Church Cordia's players to watch tonight. Zyron Forstall is the other one over IMG. We'll talk to him in just a minute as we're just ready for kickoff. IMG in the white tops, white helmets, blue pants tonight, moving left to right. They won the toss and elected to defer to the second half. Lone Peak's in the all-black uniforms with the gold trim. They will get the ball first, moving right to left. It is a overcast night. Storm's over behind us, but looks like we'll be in the clear as far as weather goes, but it is windy over here at the base of the Wasatch Mountains, just in the high 80s as we get set for kickoff. As Zach Bryan trying to get this teed up. I mentioned it is very windy, especially from the far side to the near side. It is a crosswind tonight, and it's pretty strong so far.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this affects. Obviously, we're seeing with the kickoff right out of the gate here. Both of these kickers have huge legs, but this wind will affect this tonight, and both of them have very dynamic return games in this football game.
So IMG ready to tee this one up, get things started here on a Friday night. Glad you guys could join us here on KSL Sports Rewind as we are underway, as Brian's kick will go comfortably into the back of the end zone and out. It'll be a touchback, and we'll see the Lone Peak offense tonight. We mentioned the quarterback, Cruz Christensen, had a lot of time last year with Keppa being down. He gets the starting nod for the home opener tonight for the Knights.
Yeah, Cruz Christensen had a great game one, leading the team with passing, rushing, just all over the field, making tons of plays, as well as Aiden Laws in the backfield. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. And then look for Dylan Sykes, number 4, out on the outside for the Lone Peak offense.
Dylan Sykes, the Utah commit, will be out there on the sideline as it's 1st and 10 here for the Knights. Lone man in the backfield with 3 wideouts for Christensen on 1st down. Takes the snap, fires over the middle, looking for Sykes, and it's incomplete.
Christensen had the right idea there, had his man open in the slot. Looks like it was Ledger Holmes. He had the right idea, but was able to get the hand on it by Andre Alexander and knock that ball down.
4 wideouts on 2nd and 10. As Christensen, plenty of time, fires over the middle. That's tipped by the IMG defense and down incomplete.
Yeah, what you're seeing out of this IMG defense, right, they're running a 4-down man front, bringing a 5th man up to kind of add some pressure here, but the rest of the linebackers are just sitting at their 4 or 5 yard depth, just waiting and watching that RPO. Right now, they're not biting on the edges, which is creating tight lanes for Cruz.
That was the Virginia Tech commit, Amari Irvin, on the pass breakup there as they throw, and that's Irvin with the interception on 3rd down. IMG with the first turnover of the season, and they are in the red zone to get things started.
It's exactly what we talked about, right? Those linebackers haven't been on anything yet, and they've just sat at that depth. Each time they've gotten their hands on it, and finally they had one come right to them, and Amari Irvin, like you said, the Virginia Tech commit, gets his hands on it, grabs it down, and gives them a really short field to start.
So the first turnover of the season for Lone Peak puts IMG in the red zone to get things started, and we will see what the Ascenders can do here with a 3 wide out look. Jaden Wade sends his receiver out in motion, 5 wide now. As throws her side, that's almost intercepted but collected by the Ascenders. Fighting for the goal line is Osani Gales, and he's going to be just shy, but almost a disaster, but turns into a 1st down.
Kingston Stroshine read it like a book. He was right there, but isn't able to knock it down, and Osani Gales is there to pull it in and just fights the Lone Peak defense down to about the 1 yard line. And great 1st down play for the Ascenders, almost disastrous though.
Roll him out of bounds. Or no, they keep him in bounds, but it's 1st and goal here for the Ascenders as they'll hand it off on 1st and goal, and they've got their first touchdown of the season. Elijah Newman Hall gets the first score for the Ascenders.
Yeah, the offensive line there, they just had a little power play called, was able to wrap around, they lead up on the linebacker, and Hall really just had one guy to kind of high step through in for the touchdown. Easy first drive for the Ascenders. Lone Peak's got to take a deep breath, right? This is one of those feelings where it feels disastrous at the beginning of the game. Beauty is it's early. Settle down, make some adjustments, get the run game going. You're going to be okay.
IMG for the extra point. And Brian's kick is up and good. So with 11:27 to go here in our opening quarter, it's IMG on the board first. They lead it 7-0 here on KSL Sports Rewind. Reminder, it is a TV broadcast tonight, so it's going to be a little bit longer than normal here in the state of Utah, but we'll be here for the broadcast throughout the things. We've got plenty of sponsors to thank as well for supporting us here at KSL Sports Rewind. see if we have a timeout yet or not, or if we're going to let him play here.
I'm just going to say somebody with that Tesla down there on that field goal kick's going to have a nice Century mode video of that ball clinking right off the edge of their car.
Looks like we are going to keep it here and keep playing. This IMG will come back out. So the first touchdown of the season goes to Elijah Newman-Hall, 6-foot junior running back, committed to Ohio State. One of the many, many commits on this IMG Academy roster.
For folks in Utah here, IMG is one of the biggest boarding schools for sports in the country. So you're going to see kids from all over the country, offers all over the country. This is their national team. They have a state and a junior national, I believe, as well. And is this the second time they've been to the state?
This is actually the fourth time they've been.
And I'll be quiet.
We'll talk about that here in a second. As Brian's got it teamed up. Has the help of one of his teammates. He sent it through the back of the end zone on his first kick. Second kick will do the same. Crosswind doesn't matter. That one looked like it was sort of the goalposts. And so we'll see Lone Peak back out on the ice, onto the field. Mention that it is the fourth time that IMG has come to the state of Utah. They came back in 2017 was the first trip here. They played East High School twice in 2017 and 2022, picking up those wins. And then 2 years ago, that big game against Corner Canyon that they went for two in the final minute, didn't get it. They fell 35-34 in that contest. So it'll be Lone Peak trying to see if they can get something going here after the interception on the last drive, as they'll hand it off on first down. It's right into the teeth of the Ascender defense. First one there looks like number 90 for the Ascenders, and that's Johnny Hawkins, the sophomore defensive lineman.
Yeah, I was watching big Johnny Hawkins in the pregame, just absolutely mauling his own guys, and he just did that to the Lone Peak defense right there, able to eat that run play right up as soon as the snap happened.
That was Aiden Laws on the carry for Lone Peak. Loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. Christensen going to give it back to Laws on second down. This time gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no further.
Yeah, it looked like a nice kind of zone read play there, and a good handoff, good call there by Cruz Christensen, but that Ascenders defense is just so quick to the ball. Couldn't get really much there.
Brings up 3rd and 11 after the gain of 1. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left here for Christensen. Christian throw, pocket collapsing, and he will go down. Get it in the backfield. Jackson Vaughn, the Notre Dame commit, gets the first sack of the season for the Ascenders.
Yeah, Jackson Vaughn's first step off the edge, had the tackle beat immediately, and Cruz Christensen couldn't see him coming off his blind side, and he had Zyron Forstall coming up on his front side, tried to step up, and Vaughn was just too quick to the play. Great defensive drive there for the Ascenders.
So Lone Peak will be forced to punt near their own goal line. Waiting for it is Aaron McFarland, the speedy wide receiver, as a mishandled snap is fumbled and picked up by IMG inside the 10.
Fumbled up on the snap there and just couldn't get his hands on it quick enough, and disastrous start for Lone Peak. Couple of turnovers, putting them in a really tough situation to start this game. And so that will lead to our first TV timeout of the night here with 9:35 to play here in the opening quarter. I want to thank some of our partners with KSL Sports Rewind. Tonight's game brought to you by Stroformance. Stroformance specializes in helping athletes become more explosive. Athletes gain an average of 5 inches on their vertical, 50 pounds on their lifts, and have dropped as much as 2/10 on their 40 in just 8 weeks. Visit stroformance.com for more information. Lone Peak football is powered by Stroformance. Want to also thank some of our other sponsors. Big O Tires is a proud sponsor of tonight's game. While you tune into the game, let Big O Tires and American Fork tune up your ride. Stop by for expert service and discounts on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Schedule an appointment online at bigotires.com or call the store at 801-692-3757. That's Big O Tires, the team
you trust. Also, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Core 7, created by a healthcare company and built for real life. When its clinical team couldn't find a simple daily nutrition foundation while using whole food sources rather than synthetic nutrients and meaningful, evidence-based doses, they created one. One daily scoop supports energy, digestion, sleep, mood, focus, and more. Learn more at getcore7.com. Also, CW Advisors, we help turn your wealth into opportunity through personalized and sophisticated strategies. We help you build, preserve, and enhance your legacy. Got one more for you. doTERRA's proud sponsor of Lone Peak Football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. We got a lot of sponsors we got to thank. We appreciate all of our sponsors.
It's going to be a busy one tonight.
As we're ready to get back underway with 9:35 to play, it's going to be first and goal for IMG. If you're joining us late, it was an interception on the first Lone Peak drive for IMG. They turned it into points thanks to Elijah Newman Hall. Now looking to add to that lead here. Send a man in motion, and we'll get our first flag of the night.
You know, watching Jaden Wade there kind of come up to his man, he gets under him a little bit, but he's just, you can tell it doesn't seem like he's demeaning. It's more just like, hey, you're better than that. We're better than that. Seems like great leadership from the quarterback. And, yeah, just kind of an interesting tidbit there.
So that'll back up the Ascenders to the 11-yard line for first and goal. Send tight end in motion. And it'll be keeper that time, down near the 2 for Jaden Wade.
Yeah, a bit of a broken play there for the Ascenders. Wade went to go hand that ball off and kind of fumbled it in his hands. Just decided to take it himself on the outside zone and just found a cutback lane after all the movement up front and was able to get, 10 yards almost on that first down.
Bringing up second and goal from the 3. He's got Newman Hall in the backfield. Sends that tight end in motion once more now. Fires near side. He's got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Ascenders. Osani Ailes with the touchdown.
I love getting the quarterback out of the pocket. The Ascenders do a great job there. They seal off the edge. And Wade's able to get out there, and Osani Gales just is able to sneak into the back of the end zone, and he's wide open for the touchdown.
So 2 drives, 2 scores for the IMG offense, and they are out to a hot start here in their first game of the season.
Honestly, the biggest thing we're seeing right now is they're just controlling the line of scrimmage. They've controlled it defensively. Offensively, they really haven't had to do much with the short field.
Brian with the extra point, and he is 2 for 2 tonight. And with 8:57 to play here in our opening quarter, it is 14-0 IMG. It's been all Ascenders so far.
He's also 2 for 2 on hitting that Tesla. They may want to move that car before the end of the night.
So Lone Peak hasn't really gotten any offensive yardage to speak of so far. Credit the IMG defense, but what does Lone Peak need to do on this next drive to kind of try and get some momentum here?
One of the biggest things that Lone Peak's always known for is being able to run the ball. One of the struggles they're seeing, though, is that this defensive line is probably the best defensive line they've seen in a couple years, right? And so they're creating a lot of pressure right at the point of attack. I would like to see them try and find the edge a little bit more, whether that's in the screen game or outside zone, something of that nature. I like the screen game a little bit more just because you don't have to fight the point of attack on their edges where they're so good. And then I think you've got to get Cruz able to throw the ball, and I'd like to see him kind of being able to cut the field in half on rollouts, sprint outs, things like that.
So Brian has it teed up and ready to go for his third kick of this first quarter. Only played about three and a half minutes and change here, as he will boot this one through the end zone once again. And we will see Lone Peak back out onto the field. See if Christensen in the offense could get something going. This is the 14th game in Lone Peak's history against an out-of-state opponent. They're 7-6 in those previous 13 games. They do have a couple wins here against some Arizona and Nevada teams, but this is a different test, Brandon.
It is a different test, but it's a great test, right? Like, you can't ask for anything else if you're Coach Brockmate, right? You are giving your guys some of the best talent to see they will ever see. and it's a great chance to be able to show how you can compete and how you can face adversity as well.
Well, it's a gauntlet of a schedule for Lone Peak this year too. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast tonight. As it's 1st and 10 for the Knights. As they'll hand this one off and out past the 20 near the 22. And that is number 26, I believe, for the Knights. Eli Holt, 22.
I like the draw play here by Lone Peak, trying to get the defense to kind of get upfield. The Ascenders do a good job in not overcommitting, but as an offensive line, you got to sell them to the outside a little bit more. Invite them outside so your back has more room in.
2nd and 8. Fake the handoff. Christensen over the middle. Connects with Ledger Holmes out near the 27, 28-yard line. He'll be close to a first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
Holmes does a really good job at finding the soft spot in the defense, right? The first drive, each receiver kind of set up behind a linebacker, and every ball got batted down. Holmes did a good job at finding the open lane there, opening it up for Christensen.
3rd and 2 here for Lone Peak. IMG shows pressure at the line. Backs off. So get the single from Gary Trowbridge and the offensive coordinating staff. They'll hand this one off to Munga, and Munga goes right back to the line of scrimmage. Again, a good stop by IMG. Chuck Roberts' first one there.
There just wasn't any room for Munga to be able to get through that hole there as the Ascender defense just collapsed the middle of the line of scrimmage and absolutely brought the house. I think they had 6 or 7 coming on that one.
It looked like Coach Brockman wanted to go for it on 4th down. Christensen had other plans. He walks off the field and the punt team will come on.
Johnson attempting the punt for the Knights.
So McFarland back at his own 39. See if this punt's any better for Lone Peak as they do get this one off. And McFarland will catch it on the one hop at his own 40. Got explosive speed, one of the top recruits in the country. He's got some room on the far side. Laundry flies at midfield, though, as McFarland's going to find the end zone, but there is a flag down.
There was a block in the back right about the 45-yard line that helped spring McFarland there. McFarland's a special athlete. Holy cow.
I'd say able to find a seam on that far side, but there is a flag back at midfield, so that'll back up IMG into their own territory for the first time tonight, mind you. Call it on Andre Robinson, an illegal block in the back. So,
I'm excited to see this Lone Peak defense with their back not against the wall finally, so they can play a little bit their game and actually feel like they got a chance to bend a little bit while also being able to put a little bit more pressure on things. This will be big for the defense here.
So IMG will be back at their own, looks like 40-yard line is where they'll start. Had no trouble finding the end zone on the first 2 drives. They had started both their drives inside the 20, though, so.
I mean, I think we're looking at a 14-0 score and only a total amount of offense of about 35 yards at most, I would think.
So we'll see the IMG offense come back out.
Around the 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
Jaden Wade in the offense. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Newman Hall in the backfield. And we have a flag thrown from the Lone Peak sideline. And it's delay a game on IMG. So delay a game, pushes them back. Be 1st and 15 at the 35.
This student section's trying to will these Knights into the game.
It's a packed house here tonight. Again, one of the top premier games in the country tonight. As Wade keeps it himself on the option, scoots his way out to the 40 and stays in bounds near the 42, able to get back the penalty yardage.
Yeah, they had a little bit of an outside zone on the front side with a read option off the back. Quarterback had a couple protectors kind of leading out for him. Lone Peak does a good job at kind of getting to that point of attack, but Wade's able to get about 6 or so on that one there.
Second and 9 after the scoot. Way to throw. Has good time. Fires over the middle. Connects with his receiver near the 40. And that looks like that's McFarland with the first down.
Yeah, pretty solid pass protection by the Ascenders there. Lone Peak was getting real close to be able to get home on Wade there, but he does a great job standing tall in the pocket as McFarland finds a soft spot in the zone that the Knights were running there.
From the 41-yard line, first and 10.
Things are set. Clock's not running though, so that's an interesting thing. But as they'll hand it off to Newman Hall, scoots his way to the 35, able to pick up 6.
Number 6.
Again, the Ascenders are going to be super strong at the point of attack, and you're going to see it over and over again with this outside zone game. When they're able to get push on the front side, you're going to consistently see the back try and get to the edge instead of cut that back, and you saw it again there.
That was Keith Smith, the secondary back on the carry that time, as he's now in the game for IMG. Gets the carry on second down, gets the first down, has more, bouncing off of tacklers down inside the 20. It picks up about 15 on that carry.
One of the things you'll see out of this IMG offensive line is they do such a good job at maintaining their double teams and staying tight together on inside zone, as they got so much push up the middle there for Smith.
IMG quickly to the line, first and 10 at the 20. Give it back. And this time, good stop there by the Lone Peak defense. First one there, Bridger Dunn, one of the standouts on this defense for Lone Peak.
Yeah, the Lone Peak defense did a good job at kind of holding their ground there, anchoring in. They felt the push. You saw the push, and all of a sudden, the linebackers just shot the gaps, were able to get that stop. Great job by Bridger Dunn.
Just past halfway of our opening quarter, IMG in the red zone for the third time here tonight. Got Wade and Smith in the backfield. And another procedure penalty at the line here.
Got a little bit of a fidgety movement there out of the left guard.
34-33, offense 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So false start backs it up to the 21-yard line for second and 11. First game for IMG. We saw a lot of penalties in the Alta game last week.
IMG, their first pains, right? Getting through the rustiness of it all.
Way to throw. Good pocket. Fires over the middle. Connects with his man at the 10. And good tackle there by the Knights. Justin Thayer there for the tackle, as that's Asani Gales, who had the touchdown on the last drive, gets close to the line of gain.
He had a 2-by-2 formation there. McFarland was running a quick slant, and then Osani Gales was running right off the backside of him. That's kind of a lethal duo, and if McFarland's not open, Gales was, and get the first down.
McFarland and Gales to the right for Wade. First and goal. They get just enough on that pitch and catch. There goes Smith. They'll send the screen out his way, and it's off the hands, incomplete.
Lone Peak was lucky there that pass was off the mark, because they were playing off, trying to protect the end zone, and Smith had plenty of space if he's able to haul that one in. Tough situation there for Lone Peak's defense, right? You got a couple of guys man on and trying to protect the end zone.
So second and goal for the Ascenders here, as we see Newman Hall come back in at the tailback spot. Got McFarland and Gales in a bunch formation here on the near side as they give it off to Newman Hall. Fights his way inside the 5 and spins down to the 3.
The give is to number 5.
You know, really good work by the Lone Peak defense at the point of attack right there. They're trying to wrap him up. It's just a really good run by Newman Hall to be able to keep his legs churning, being able to pick up about 5 yards there.
Got a down lineman for IMG here trying to make his way back up. Looks like he does. That's number 65, Hayden Doleo.
From the 4-yard line, third and goal.
Able to get back up, so we continue on. Third and goal here. Big chance here for the Knights to try and get off the field. Wade under center this time. Gonna pitch it out. And Newman Hall is gonna be met by the Knights defense down to the 2. Good stop by Lone Peak.
He's stopped by Kingston Stroshine.
Kingston Stroshine, first one there. As the Knights get a hold and it's 4th down.
Stroshine did a great job at meeting Newman Hall at the point of attack, and Hall's able to kind of burst through it, but then that host of Knights was able to follow him up and get the stop there. It's looking like this is 4-down territory for the Ascenders, though.
Good pressure there from Newman Hall, too, able to fight his way back. They're going to go for it. 4th and goal at the 2. As they will give it back off, and Newman Hall fights his way to the line, and the refs say he's short. The Knights hold.
What a huge stop by the Lone Peak Knights there. That was a great job of that bend don't break situation we spoke about. They really bowed down and held tight there right on the goal line. What a big stop by that Lone Peak defense. Huge for the Knights.
So 2:45 to play in our opening quarter. It stays 14-0 after the turnover on downs. We got a timeout on the field, which means it's time to thank some more of our sponsors here on KSL Sports Rewind. Tonight's game brought to you by Easy Coupons, locally owned app with more local coupons than any other app, and it's all free. Go to your app store, type in the letter E, letter Z, coupons, and start saving and get app points every time you use a coupon and earn free gift certificates to local businesses. Also brought to you by G2G Bars, helping busy people eat well when they're on the go. Also Harris Orthodontics. Tonight's game is brought to you by Harris Orthodontics. Dr. Harris is Utah's #1 Invisalign provider and has treated thousands of patients with clear aligners. Harris Orthodontics offers both braces and Invisalign, so you can choose the treatment that's right for you. And at Harris Orthodontics, Invisalign costs the same as braces. Schedule your free consultation at Harris Orthodontics, located in Highland and Saratoga Springs. Also brought to you by Houston Hot Chicken. Fuel your cravings with the bold heat of Houston, Texas hot chicken. Fresh, fiery, and full of flavor. It's the MVP of meals. Also Hudson Towing. Whether you're locked out, have a flat tire, need a jump start, or require a tow, we got you covered. We provide fast, reliable roadside assistance and towing services throughout Utah, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wherever you are in Utah, we're just a call away. That's Hudson Towing, 385-240-8787. One more sponsor, Kessler Allaire. For a range of reasons, call Kessler Allaire Insurance Services.
Get you rejuvenated throughout the day.
My voice is going to be gone by the time this game is over. I'm sorry, everybody. But glad you guys are with us here. It's been a fun one so far.
It has been. A little bit of excitement here, and great job by the Knights coming out of that. Giving up 2 touchdowns early, finally having a little bit of space to work with and get the stop. See what their offense can put together here. Really, really tight quarters.
They'll have to go the entire way of the field, 99 yards as they start at the 1. As the fight is just to get past the line as they get back to it. They're on first down. Aiden Laws maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
You see the Ascenders just bringing absolute pressure coming off the edge, and Aiden Laws is able to kind of sneak up there and just get back to the line of scrimmage and protect it from any score coming from the safety.
2nd and 10. 3 wideouts this time for Christensen. Got Laws in the backfield. As IMG once again shows pressure. Fake handoff, almost intercepted. As that was Sincere Gaylord, the Washington commit, almost had eyes for a big 6 there.
Yeah, not sure if there was miscommunication or if that ball was just a bit outside, but Sykes had to play a little bit of defense there to make sure that we didn't see a pick 6 for the Ascenders.
Again, the throw game just not there. Good pursuit by IMG's defensive core, but again, work to do here for Lone Peak. They have yet to get a first down so far tonight on offense. Trying to do it here as they'll fake the handoff. Christensen in trouble. Rolls out of the pocket, now going to fire deep, and that one's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Hayes Roberts, the junior safety, and that's the 2nd interception of the night for IMG.
Great play by Bryce Hayes. I'm going to sound a little bit overly positive here. I actually think that plays better for Lone Peak than a punt in this situation. I think punting in your own end zone gets real scary, especially after having a situation like they did earlier. I think you can be okay here. That defense definitely doesn't want to be out again, but you're okay. It's better than points on the board.
So the IMG offense comes back out, 1:59 to play here in their opening quarter. IMG turned away at the 1-yard line.
From the 28-yard line, 1st and 10, Ascenders.
Try again here, starting at the 28. Wade, all kinds of time, checks it down to Newman Hall. Out of a tackle, down inside the 20 near the line again. He'll be just shy of it for 2nd and short.
Great protection by the Ascender offensive line. Gave Wade all day. You saw him just pop through each progression. Eventually just said, you know what, Newman Hall's open. We'll take the 9 yards.
So he had tons of space there. Able to get through. 2nd and 1. Gonna give it off to Newman Hall. He's got the 1st down and more. Down near the 10. As he picks up about 9 on that one.
A massive push by that Ascender offensive line there, as it looked like they just ran power onto the left side of the line there. Big number 65, Eton Dioleo. I'm sorry, big fella, but holy cow, just ate up the linebacker, and it gave Newman Hall all day to just trail behind him.
Final minute of our opening quarter, IMG 1st and 10 at the 11. Wade rolls out to his left, fires that way. McFarland's got it inside the 5 and out of bounds near the line of the game. Let's see where they spot it.
I think one of the things that's been most impressive to me with this IMG team is that they don't play outside of themselves, right? They're not doing anything crazy. They're running their stuff, inside zone, power, outside zone, sprint out, and they're just taking what the defense gives them. They're in no rush.
Spotted at the 4 for 2nd and 2. Here for the Ascenders. We'll give it to Newman Hall, and Newman Hall's right at the goal line. He reaches over. It's a pile up there. No signal yet. Now it's a signal, touchdown IMG.
Newman Hall has been really impressive for IMG. I love the way he runs the ball. I'm not saying anything crazy because he's going to Ohio State, but really impressive. Being able to just kind of keep those legs churning, super power, and then really fast. I'm really impressed with Newman Hall.
That's a 2nd rushing touchdown for Newman Hall, the junior running back. Yes. Ryan back on for the extra point. Kick is up. That one's good as well. 41 seconds left in our opening quarter. It is the IMG Academy Ascenders 21 and the Lone Peak Knights nothing. We're going to take just a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back. Beautiful skyline that is here in Highland, Utah, just at the foot of the mountains here, just on the north side of Utah County.
Absolutely incredible view.
One of the more picturesque high school stadiums you'll see.
Absolutely.
Glad you guys are here for our broadcast tonight. I want to thank the Florida audience as well for those of you watching IMG tonight. Glad you guys are able to see tonight's contest. I know it's a little bit late on the East Coast. As this one, not going to go as far, but still finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Skip goes into the end zone.
Another Skin Science Institute kickoff. And we'll see Lone Peak take over at the 20. Again, still searching for that first down. I think just getting something to get this offense
They
going.
need some rhythm plays, right? And I know that sounds so simple, but little quick pitch and catches. I'd love to see kind of the screen play come into effect here. I'd also love to see kind of the sprint out game be involved as well. I think it would help break the field in half for Cruz to kind of find easy throws.
3 wideouts for Christensen here on first down. So you start at the 20. They'll hand it off. This time Munga's got it, and Munga's down to maybe the 21. First one there for the Ascenders is Andre Robinson, the defensive lineman.
2nd down and 9, Knights.
I like the call there, right? Being able to kind of get a little bit of movement. It looked like they were just running an inside zone play again. I really think if Cruz Christensen can pressure that edge a little bit and try and keep him off the back so much, it'd be a huge help for this run game.
That's going to do it for our opening quarter. It's been all ascenders here at Lone Peak High School. We head to the second quarter. It's IMG 21, Lone Peak nothing on the Rewind Sports Network. Second quarter coming up next. All right, welcome back. Ready to start our second quarter here between IMG and Lone Peak. The Ascenders with a 21-0 lead here on KSL Sports Rewind. Matt Como, Brady Peterson with you. Want to thank some more of our sponsors. We would like to thank Ula Blankets. They're a luxury comfort brand known for its signature life-changing softness, designed to feel like a warm hug. Each blanket is crafted from an ultra-plush faux fur fabric that's cozy, breathable, durable, and easy to care for. So we saw IMG pretty much control the first 12 minutes, Braden. They get essentially 3 turnovers. They get the 2 interceptions, the fumble on the punt exchange as well. They turn it into 3 points, or 3 touchdowns. They had the goal line stop on one of their drives. Seems like everything's going well for the Team White so far here tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned this in the first quarter, but the biggest thing to me is they've controlled the line of scrimmage. Lone Peak is so used to being able to control the line of scrimmage in the state of Utah. They haven't been able to do that tonight. I can't imagine why as I look at the offer sheet of this defensive line on why they've struggled tonight. But if you're Lone Peak, I think there's a little bit of adjustment that has to go on, right? I think the screen game has to be a part of it, right? Getting the back out of the backfield, getting the ball out to him on the edge, right? Finding quick rhythm throws. The RPO game struggling a little bit, in my opinion, because this defense is so disciplined, but also so explosive, right? They don't have to bite down hard on anything because they believe and know that they can attack as soon as they know what's going on, making it really hard for Lone Peak to get any advantage in the RPO game.
We have some new sponsors.
So Lone Peak will have the ball to get things started here. It'll be 2nd and 9 as they take on IMG. Again, first meeting between these two schools. I mentioned IMG, they played East and Corner Canyon. Those are the only Utah opponents. This is their fourth trip to the state of Utah. Got to practice at the University of Utah yesterday. That's got to be pretty cool to go check out the digs up there on the hill.
That's pretty nice for the University of Utah too, I'm sure.
In the middle of fall camp,
get a little bit of eyes on things, but you know, there's a really cool kind of connection with Coach Stadrawa in the state of Utah. Brandon Bowen of Corner Canyon High School actually played 5 years for him out at Ohio State and played a lot of football for Coach Stud, and said he's just an awesome coach, great guy, great football coach, and couldn't speak higher of him.
Coach Stadrawa in his 2nd season at the helm of the IMG national team. As Lone Peak goes to work, in and out of the hands of Ledger Holmes on 2nd down. Say, Coach Stadrawa, the 9-0 season last year, IMG finished anywhere from 1st to 5th, most of them had them around the number 5 spot in the national polls at the end of the season. Again, they reload with that talent. Coach Stadrawa has got a ton of not just college but NFL experience at his side as well.
Yeah, actually just came from the European League of Football as an offensive coordinator over there before he came back to the States to coach at IMG.
3rd and 9 here for the Knights. Christensen, good pocket this time. He's going to check it down to Munga. Gets out of the first tackle. And the first down of the night for Lone Peak as Billy Munga with a good catch and gain about 12.
A lot of credit to the Lone Peak offensive line. The past 2 pass plays, they've done a great job giving Cruz enough time to be able to find his guys. Great play by Munga to make the first guy miss. And in that moment, he made the second guy miss. It was kind of one of those whoop, whoop, all at once. And great job by the Lone Peak offense. Find a little bit of a rhythm here. Let's see what they can do.
Picks up 11 for a first down. Lone Peak out to the 32-yard line. 3 wideouts to the left. As they give it back to Munga. He goes that way. Hot pursuit and taken down by the Ascenders as Andre Alexander, the linebacker, gets in there for the almost a loss there, but back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's that elite speed that you're going to see from this IMG team, right? Munga does a great job getting to the edge. Great blocking by the Lone Peak offensive line. Looks like it's Logan Rowe that was out there on the front side.
Lone Peak quickly back to the line, and a pitch and catch out to the 39-yard line where he connects with Dylan Sykes, his first catch.
That is such a long throw for Cruz Christensen in this wind, right? He's crossing the whole field and into the wind. Good ball to Sykes. I am getting him ahead of the sticks and a good opportunity to keep the playbook nice and open here on third down.
Knights quickly back to the line for 3rd and 3. As Christensen lost the handle on the football, able to get back to it. But he'll go down, and it's a loss of about 5. And that brings up 4th down.
That's heartbreaking. You finally feel like you got a little bit of a rhythm. You're seeing some positive momentum. You can't beat yourself against a team like IMG. You only get to take what they give you, and if you give them something, they're going to take advantage of it.
So the bunt team comes back out for Lone Peak.
Zach Valgardson on to punt for the Knights.
Zach Zolman out there for the punt. Aaron McFarland back at his 25.
If I'm Coach Brockbank, I am being very positive about that drive, though.
And Zolman gets a high kick, and it's going to force, that goes off the hands. Back there's Keith Smith as he goes back to his own 7-yard line to retrieve it. And here he comes with speed on the far side. There goes Keith Smith, one man to beat, and he's going to take it all the way. 93 yards for the touchdown.
What a return by Keith Smith. That ball goes off the tip of his fingers. He picks it up at the 7-yard line and reverses field. Sets up all his blockers beautifully. Let's take a look here. Scoops it up looking like Deshaun Jackson, makes the first 3 miss. And then he's got a block. He's got one guy to beat, and then his blockers are all set up. Beautiful tunnel down the sideline. Punter's picked up. Smith's able to run it back. What a beautiful play. And wow. Just an electric play by Keith Smith.
Officially call it 95 yards on that one. The senior running back getting it done on the special teams. Brian on for the extra point. And his kick is good. How about that? We'll take another look at that touchdown here. As a great punt with the win by Zolman. That sent Smith all the way back inside his 10 and then just uses that speed to get around the corner.
Yeah, he makes those first 4 guys miss with just a hard jab step to the west side of the field or to his left. And then when he comes back around, he's got one guy that's got a chance on the angle on him, just isn't able to get a hand on him good enough. And then from there, he just had blocker after blocker after blocker set up, and it was over.
So we saw one punt return that came back on a penalty. This time it stays on the board. It is now 28-0 in favor of the visitors from Bradenton, Florida, just outside of Tampa.
Shout out to our guy Doug right here, getting back from Tampa recently.
Always appreciate Doug and his masterful camera work.
Show him how good you are with that camera, Doug.
He's been providing those updates for us.
Beautiful.
I'm surprised the football's staying up with how windy it's been.
I'm shocked.
Better hurry.
Surprised my hat stayed on all night.
And this will be a squib kick here for Lone Peak. They're going to get a chance to return this at their own 8-yard line. And finding a seam out past the 35, out to the 40 goes Crew Robinson, who had a kick return for a touchdown last week against Crimson Cliffs.
We mentioned this pregame, right? The special teams, we're going to see some good returns, and Lone Peak does a great job. They pick up each man. Crew Robinson does a great job at not messing around and just gets north-south as fast as possible. Gives the Knights great field position. If I'm Coach Brockbank, I'm telling my boys, you can do it. You've shown you can do it. Go out there, play your game, don't beat yourself.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. Best starting field position of the night for Lone Peak. As the IMG defense comes out, 9:41 to play to halftime. Christensen fakes the handoff, stumbles down at the 32. And that'll be a loss of 8.
Christensen slips down for a loss.
Good protection by the offensive line there. Christensen had some room to be able to kind of get a little bit to the sprint out. Obviously, it looked like IMG kind of cut that off a little bit, but as he went to settle, just couldn't keep his feet.
So 2nd and 18 after the loss. They'll hand this one off, and Ayers has got some space out to the 45. Good battle there, and a pickup of 12 there for Aiden Laws.
Big run by Aiden Laws. Great job by that Lone Peak offensive line to open up the seam there for him. And he does a great job at just running through the tacklers and getting a great run there to give him a nice 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4, as Braden mentioned. Knights quickly back to the line, fake the handoff. Christensen over the middle, has got a man out there, and making a good sliding catch at the 47 is Sykes.
It's a great ball by Cruz Christensen and a really good catch by Dylan Sykes as he was being covered extremely tight by, I don't have his number, but he was all over him, and great catch.
1st and 10 for the Knights, first time in IMG territory tonight as the carry gets to the 43-yard line, maybe 44-yard line.
Yeah, you see the inside zone there. Laws does a good job at just finding the backside seam and getting 4 yards there. Good first down run for the Lone Peak Knights there.
2nd and 7. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Take the handoff. Pressure comes and down goes Christensen. Getting in the backfield, man, Robertson, the junior defensive back, with another sack for the IMG defense.
Such an impressive play by that young man. Pun intended, obviously. He's able to do a great job at just shooting that outside hip, allowing him to essentially protect the outside and then shoot across inside. Protects both sides, and great open field tackle by Man Robinson.
So loss of about 4 on that one.
I need both head coaches to the center of the field, please.
And we're going to get a talking to here for the coaches. It's an officials timeout. They asked both coaches to midfield here. We saw this unfortunately happen with Lone Peak's trip to Bishop Gorman last season. And if they're bringing the coaches to midfield, it means something was said out there.
Yeah, obviously not what you want. They'll have a quick talking to. It'll be understood. Coaches will come back. Everybody have a quick discussion. And pretty much saying, hey, the next time this is a no-go anymore. And we'll be able to move on. And you're seeing them head back to their teams, and away we go.
I mentioned Stradraw in his 2nd season at IMG. It's been the decade of Brockbank at Lone Peak, his 10th season at the helm of the Knights. He's taken the Knights to the state championship game in 3 of the last 5 years, won it 4 years ago.
They've been an absolute standard of excellence in the state of Utah. Just consistent winning, consistent championship teams, and awesome offensive line and defensive line play over the past 10 years. And, you know, they're meeting a tough squad tonight in IMG.
Oh, that's the thing, too, is like, yes, it may not be going your way tonight, but everything's still to play for.
Absolutely.
Region 3 is the region in the state of Utah. You're going to have to go through that gauntlet to make it to where you want to go.
Well, and it's a great opportunity, right, like we said earlier, to test yourself against the best, right? At this point, everything after is just about getting better.
So teams have reconvened out on the field. It'll be 3rd and 14 after the loss. See what the Knights draw up here with 3 wideouts to the right. Christensen stays in the pocket, throws over the middle, and it's intercepted again. This time it's Larry Moon, the 3rd, with the pick. And he's out to midfield. Interception number 3 by the IMG defense.
It's a tough one. Just leads his man a little bit too much there. Isn't able to get the ball into his guy's hands. And great play by the Ascenders. And then Ledger Holmes just protecting his end zone for the team.
So we got a media timeout with 7:19 to play here in our second quarter, which means we get to thank some more sponsors, Brandon.
Let's hear it. Who do we got today?
Next up, we got Max Connect Digital. They're a full-service marketing agency for challenger brands, solving brand problems before campaign problems, holding every strategy, every dollar, and every deadline to a standard most agencies skip. Our clients don't win awards, they win categories. That's Max Connect Digital. Also brought to you by Ralph L. Wadsworth Construction. For more than 50 years, we've been building the roads, bridges, water systems, and infrastructure that keep our communities moving. If you're ready to build your future, we're always looking for the next generation of builders. That's Ralph L. Wadsworth Construction, built for what's next. Also brought to you by Redmond Life Relight. They're a clean electrolyte mix that helps you stay hydrated, feel energized, and perform your best. It's like a sports drink, but better for you. Whether you're playing in the heat, running laps, or just trying to feel better throughout the day, Relight gives you your body the clean hydration it needs. Also brought to you by Reef Capital, expect the best, and Safe Streets. Enjoy the game with peace of mind. Your home is protected 24/7 with Safe Streets Smart Security, serving 46 states with the country's top 5-star rating, 150,000 5-star reviews in 3 years. Want home automation? Leave it to the nation's best. That's Safe Streets and safestreets.com.
Hey, 150,000 5-star reviews is pretty good, don't you think?
It's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd be proud of that. I'd really love if we could get this wind to die down just a little bit for us.
It's a little windy. It's supposed to die down in the second half. We're hoping so. We're just glad that there is a line of storms to the back of us that has just been going over the Utah Lake and into the Salt Lake Valley and has stayed to the west of us, which is great.
Everything looks beautiful on our camera in front of us. If we were to flip it around, it does not look as pretty.
So ready to come back from the media timeout? With 7:19 to go, it'll be IMG football at their own 48-yard line.
Now from the 48-yard line, it's first and 10.
As we see Jaden Wade in the offense, back out with 3 wideouts to the left-hand side. To the right-hand side, excuse me, as the Knights show pressure. We'll back off it as they change the play. Wade gonna take a shot deep. He's got a man out there, a little bit of coverage there, and it's incomplete. Good defense there from Lone Peak.
I can't get the number from here. It looks like it might be number 9. Take that back. Dalton Broadbent. Great coverage there on Quincy Gilmer. Doesn't give him any space to be able to go get that ball.
So that brings up 2nd and 10 after the deep shot. High snap, Wade able to control it, dips it out to the far side. McFarland out of a tackle, out of another. And there goes the speedy receiver out inside the 30. And you can see why he is going to Texas A&M.
Yes, you can. And that's exactly what we talked about pregame, right? Like the ball gets in his hands, he's so explosive and twitchy. And as soon as he gets up to speed, he's gone. And, I mean, I don't know what else to say. You just watched it. Like, it's impressive.
One of the many D1 recruits on the IMG roster. Will be going to play College Station. As Wade over the middle's got a man in McFarland again inside the 5, almost intercepted as well. But Wade able to just kind of drop a dime in there.
Yeah, it looked like a dangerous pass, but was able to drop it right over the top of the Lone Peak defense into a streaking Eric McFarland's hands. And they're down in the danger zone.
First and goal, IMG. 3 for 4 in the red zone. They'll fake the handoff. Wade's got the end zone, and he gets there. Touchdown, IMG.
Great ball fake by Jaden Wade. Sold the whole Lone Peak defense, and then had one defender, gave him a little hezzy, and then gets back outside. Oh, goodness gracious.
Lost the ball, but it was over the goal line, the official
What
saved.
a move by Jaden Wade.
So IMG adds another one. With 6:33 to go. Brian on for another extra point. And he is a perfect 5 for 5 tonight.
Everybody say a quick prayer for the man on the scissor lift with Zach Bryan kicking at him, because he is an absolute target up there.
So 35-0 IMG. The Ascenders, everything as advertised so far here tonight in game 1 of their season.
Yeah, I mean, they're top 5 in the country, and they're showing exactly why, right? Their offensive line play's been phenomenal. Defensive line play's been phenomenal. Their DBs are sticky, right? Linebackers are extremely disciplined. Running backs are absolutely phenomenal. Jaden Wade's been really impressive and really calm in his demeanor. And Gales, McFarland, Gilmer, and the list goes on and on and on. If you're Lone Peak, you really got to just settle in and take what's given to you. And again, we said this before, you can't beat yourself. They've had a few plays the past couple drives where they've kind of stubbed their own toe instead of getting stopped.
Is an awesome sponsor of Lone Peak football.
So getting ready to restart here. Let's take a look at a couple of the live scores brought to you by the John M. Huntsman School of Business at Utah State.
And Aiden Ross.
Happy to have them as a sponsor this year, giving updates on other games throughout the state of Utah. As Brian's got it teed up. Imagine he's got the scissor lift in mind as a target. Instead, it will bounce it off, and Crew Robinson's going to get another chance here. He had a good return last time. He's got another one here as he's out to the 45. And a good return there for Robinson. He's got back-to-back good returns.
Yeah, Crew Robinson's been really good with the ball in his hands. And shout out to that blocking unit on this kickoff return team, because they keep opening up lanes for him to get through. And it's been really, really impressive. Be great if they'd be able to pull that into the offensive side of things now and be able to find some of those lanes for Aiden Laws and Munga.
So 6:25 to go to halftime. Lone Peak out near midfield trying to get something on the board here before the break. And they'll hand it off. And Laws gets about a yard on that carry.
Yeah, the inside zone play there just had nowhere to go. Yeah, big Johnny Hawkins again in the middle, eating everything up, and then following up is Amari Irvin coming across from the backside and just chewing it all up and spitting them back out. Great play by that defense.
That was Pili Munga on the carry. He's been in the backfield here for 2nd and 9. As Christensen looks far side, he's got Ledger Holmes out there, and he should have the first down. Good catch over there on the far side. He gets out of bounds.
Yeah, quick out route from Ledger Holmes there out of the slot, and just a beautifully placed ball by Christensen for the first down, and great play by the Knights.
Brings up 3rd down and 1.
They roll him just shy. So
just shy.
3rd and short here.
Definitely looked like he got there, but
3rd and short. Need the 42 for a first down. Give it to Munga, and he's going nowhere. That's read immediately by the IMG defense.
That was Andre Alexander again at the point of attack. He's been an absolute monster tonight and been in on almost every play. Looks like the Knights are going to line up and go for it.
5.5 minutes to go. As they need, again, will need 3 this time after the loss of 2. IMG was 6 at the line. A little bit of movement on the right side, but no harm, no foul. The play clock down to 3, and we're going to get our first time out of the game.
Timeout. Lone Peak, their first of the first half.
And that is a timeout brought to you by Patterson Homes, your local builder since 1938, built by our family for yours. Find your new home at PattersonHomes.com.
Find your new home at PattersonHomes.com.
And it looks like,
if I'm Coach Brockman, I think I'm going for it here. Right at this point, you're on your own side, or you're on the IMG side of the field. I think it's worth getting after it and let Cruz Christensen rip the ball again.
University of Utah, impacting the world through cutting-edge research and academic excellence.
So it looks like we have another media timeout, so we'll thank some more sponsors here on KSL Sports Rewind. Tonight's game brought to you by Trumi. Most phones give kids too much too soon, but Trumi is built specifically with their childhood in mind. Our kids-safe smartphones are designed to protect childhood and help kids thrive beyond the screen. That's Trumi. Also brought to you by Valley Hormone and Wellness. They specialize in personalized care for women experiencing perimenopause and menopause. If hot flashes, fatigue, brain fog, poor sleep, mood changes, or stubborn weight gain are affecting your quality of life, our experienced team can help. Feel like yourself again with Valley Hormone and Wellness in Pleasant Grove. Fill them at valleyhawc.com.
London Beer Kits. Come on up to the press box and find your lost
Also,
item.
thanks to our sponsor, Zerkers, your local party store. Just over 5 minutes left here in the second quarter. We talked about it. We expect Brock Big to go for it, and it looks like the offense is back out there. See what they draw up. Here on 4th and 3. The Knights looking for a first down in the 42.
Line, first down for Knights.
See what they call here on 4th down. First time going for it on 4th down tonight. Just waiting to come back from the TV timeout. Lost some balloons flying over the houses to our right. Here we go, 4th and 3. Christensen, pressure comes, takes a big shot, looking for Holmes and incomplete. Good defense by the IMG defense. That's number 2, Phoenix Evans, junior defensive back with a stop.
Yeah, really tight coverage there on Ledger Holmes, and a really good ball delivered by Cruz Christensen with a lot of pressure in his face as he takes that hit, but just was not able to get back for that ball. And hey, it's one of those situations you got to take the shot and see what's there, right?
Hey, give it up to your best guy in Ledger Holmes. He led the team in receiving last week against Crimson Cliffs. Senior wide receiver. One-on-one battle, why not?
Yep, absolutely. That's where you got to go.
So 5 minutes to go to the halftime break. IMG takes over at their own 45. Wade and the offense go to work. Right up the middle goes the tailback. And that is number 4 that's Caden Gould, first time for the sophomore getting his first touch tonight.
Yeah, great run there. Inside zone and just a lot of movement up front to be able to get those yards.
Screen pass to McFarland, lost the handle on it, and it'll be incomplete.
Wade's pass falls
Had a couple blockers there.
For Eric McFarland.
Be incomplete.
They had their guy there, right? That's who they want, but just wasn't able to hold on to it. And gets a third down here and an opportunity to get a stop.
So 3rd and 3 here for IMG. Need the 45 to move the chains.
Third down and 3.
Wideouts in bunch formations on either side. Knights show pressure. Wade quickly far side. Giles has got the first down.
Yeah, they go to those stack formations on both sides. What that opens up, right, is you have your point receiver being able to be a lead blocker, and they can throw a little now screen behind it. And with guys like Eric McFarland and Osani Gales, those are good guys to throw now screens to.
Picks up just enough to move the chains to the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. Wade looks over the middle. He's got his man over the middle, caught by Gales near the 31-yard line, or a pickup of 13.
Yeah, just a post route there into the middle of the heart of the defense, and McFarland's able to find a nice seam for Wade to hit him, and big gain of about 15 there.
1st and 10 at the 31. Under 4 minutes now to go. Wade will hand this one off, and Gould will fight his way near the 25. Spot him there for a pickup of 6.
One of the things that's impressed me by this IMG offensive line, they're so technically sound as they run each one of their plays, right? Great job on that power play as they just pull up around and have tons of space for their offensive linemen. It looked like it was Jamison Medina pulling around on that one and just had oodles of room to run through and lead block for the back.
2nd and 4 after the pickup of 6. And Wade will hand it back off, and Gould looks like he's got enough for the first down. It's just going to be right at the line of gain, and it is enough.
One of the biggest things you'll see, and again, we've talked about this over and over again tonight, the best teams in the country, the best teams in the state are going to control the line of scrimmage. And IMG's offensive line has done that all night. And it shows, right? They've just been able to move at will.
No hurry to call a play here. Play clock's not rolling at the current moment.
Play clock. Please start the play clock.
As the officials ask them to start the play clock. As IMG look like trying to milk this clock and potentially put the final points of the half up on the board here. The handoff back to Gould. Follows his blockers down to the 22.
We'll get this to number 4, Caden Gould.
So getting closer to halftime here. I want to remind you guys to stick around. We'll have a special guest at halftime. The new executive director of the UHSAA, Ryan Bishop, will join me up here. We'll have a chat with the new executive director. Should hear what he thinks of the high school football season so far.
That'll be awesome.
So be sure to stay tuned for that at our halftime break as we're down to the final 2 minutes of this first half. Wade going to take a shot for the end zone, man out there, and had to readjust, but incomplete.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication by that IMG offensive line there. Looked like they had a split protection on their pass pro, and it looked like there's just a mishap on who had the backside backer as he shot through the gap, not giving Wade any time to really deliver that ball to McFarland well, and great defensive coverage as well by the DB.
So 3rd and 6. Call it 7 here for IMG. As the Knights
penalty marker is down before the play.
Caught jumping on that one. It'll move IMG up 5 yards. It'll still be 3rd down. Be 3rd and 2.
They want to be aggressive. They want to get home, right? Just got to hold your head there and hold your water. Make sure you're still paying attention to the ball and not the sounds.
3rd
and 1 here for IMG. As they spot it at the 12-yard line. As they get it off to Gould, he's got the first down and more inside the 5. And it'll be 1st and goal ascenders.
They go back to power and just find tons of space. Gould doesn't even follow his blocker through the hole. He takes the backside A gap and just absolutely crushes through for a good gain of about 5-6 there.
Final 90 seconds of the quarter. 1st and goal here at the 5. Already got 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. Looking to find the end zone for the 6th time. They'll give it off to Gould. Good pursuit by Lone Peak that time as he gets nothing.
Really great job by the Lone Peak defense there. The way that you beat outside zone is beat it to the point of attack and get frontside pressure. They do a really good job there to get the stop. Does look like we have an injury there on the field.
Now we have a sender down at the 5. And so injury timeout. We'll take the timeout as well. We'll be back here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back. The injured offensive lineman was Eden Dilio, able to get back up. He was struggling a little bit in that first quarter, able to get up under his own power and get back to the sideline.
Yeah, good to see him get up there, be able to kind of walk off, and We'll see if we'll see him back here.
Second and goal.
So second and goal at the 5 here for IMG. Clock running under 50 seconds to go. Wade pitches it out. Good pursuit, and he'll go down. That's a great defensive play.
That was a great job by the Lone Peak defense. They go to the speed option, which they haven't seen all night. They do a great job at playing their man. Know your job, do your job. And they fill the gaps great there to be able to force the long third down.
Got time for one more play here, 20 seconds left. As Wade, play action. Man in his face, dumps it off McFarland, looking for the corner, hurdles. And that'll be a flag on McFarland for the hurdle. Legal in the state of Utah. But an impressive.
Impressive feat of athleticism. We saw Lucas Pagel do it last week at Alta. It is a no-go in the state. But I will say, great job by the Lone Peak defense there to hunker down and get the stop on third down.
So bringing up 4th and goal. Actually, we'll see. They may just enforce the penalty here. With 7 seconds left at halftime.
Personal foul, hurdling number 3, 15-yard penalty. Timeout.
And a timeout is going to be called with 7 seconds left. It backs up IMG to the 20-yard line.
You know, there's a mighty wind here. 7.5 seconds.
You test your kicker?
Yep,
got a pretty good one.
Yeah, he's coming out right now.
We've been calling Zach Bryan's name for extra points in kickoffs basically all night. He's a great kicker in his own right. He's committed to Cal, where his father played. You may remember the name Doug Bryan. He's played at Cal, played multiple seasons with the Niners.
It's fitting then. It's fitting. I will say, as our guy Doug's got the flags on the camera here for you, you can see this wind is coming on a north. What is that? I don't even know. I'm not a weatherbman, but it's coming from the north.
Yeah, a northwest.
Thank you. It's a northeast wind.
Floor.
Yeah, well, whatever it is. But
it's going to be a field goal. It'll be a 37-yard field goal. Make it 38 yards here for Zach Bryan. As his kick is up, it's got plenty of distance. And it's good with 2 seconds left.
He has split the wind with ease.
Made it look easy. So that will extend the lead to 38 with 2 seconds left as Zach Bryan gets his first field goal of the season. He's the 3rd-ranked kicker, according to Chris Saylor. He does a great job with the recruiting rankings for kickers and punters in the country.
Yeah, Chris Saylor's kind of the name when it comes to the special team side of things.
He's got Zach Zolman also in that list.
There's been a lot of kids from the state of Utah that have been really impressive through the Chris Saylor. Dylan Curtis of Murray, and now at the University of Utah.
The current Murray kicker as well. His name escapes me at the moment, but he's one of the. I think he's 20th on the list.
Yeah, he's really good as well. One of the Saylor trainees and coaches is on staff at Murray, I believe, or at least used to be. So
2 seconds left. We may just see a squib kick here to close things out on a one-sided first half.
Let's see if Crew Robinson can make some fireworks happen for the Knights here to end the half.
He's had 2 good returns on the last 2 kicks. See what Ryan and the Ascenders elect to do on this one. Another line drive kick. It's going to find its way to Robinson as he'll pick it up. This will end the half as he gets through the first level. Out to the near side, out of a tackle, still on his feet, and out to the 33. Another good return, and that will cap an exciting and all ascending first half here at Lone Peak High School.
Well played. Well played. I don't think I have much else to say about this game so far. It's really been all IMG, and they've really controlled both sides of the ball. If you're Lone Peak, you got to go in at halftime, try and simplify some of the things that you do, and take advantage of the holes in the defense that they have given you when you're on offense.
So we'll take a short break. Be sure to stick around. We'll have Ryan Bishop, Executive Director of the UHSAA, coming up in just a minute. At the half, it's the IMG Academy 38, Lone Peak nothing. You're watching Lone Peak football on the Rewind Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, welcome back to our KSL Sports Rewind halftime show. So glad to be joined by the Executive Director of the UHSAA, the new Executive Director, and Ryan Bishop. Ryan, first off, just thanks for coming up and spending some time with us here in the booth.
No, you bet. I appreciate you having me up. It's been fun to be at a game last week and then this week and have you guys streaming it and be able to get on a little bit with you. I'll tell you though, for those of watching at home, I don't know what it looks like on TV, but the wind's blowing about 50 miles an hour.
It's a little windy for us up here in the booth. We appreciate everybody sticking with us. Just first off, start took over on July 1st. You got your first full week of high school football last week. How's it been, just the high school football season so far?
Oh, it's been awesome, and it's my favorite time of year in the fall. And I come from a education family. My dad was the longtime head football coach at Southern Utah University, and my mom was a administrator and a principal in Cedar, and so our entire life revolved around the fall. And so obviously just growing up going to games and being involved with my parents and and my family, and then going into coaching myself, I look forward to this time of year every year. And there's just, when school starts and football season starts, and obviously the other great activities that we have going on in the fall, girls soccer and tennis, and our golf teams are out, and the volleyball. It's so fun to kind of transition from those summer months into the school year.
So since July 1st, what's been the biggest thing that you've learned since you've taken over this job?
Oh my heavens, I don't even know. I've learned so many things in just a short period of time, and the problem is I don't know how many of them I've retained, because there's so much going on all the time. But I think probably if I just could pinpoint one thing that I've learned is that high school activities are alive and well in the state of Utah. And I actually had an opportunity to be on a little podcast this afternoon, and the reporter asked me, if the UHSA had a billboard on I-15, what would it say? And I think what it would say was, "We want you," and that means the participation in our local schools across the state. And we have well over 100,000 participants this year, and it's alive and well in the state of Utah. So
you've been a coach, you've been an athletic director, you've been a principal. How have those experiences kind of helped you in these first couple months as the leader of the UHSA?
I think just having some varied experience. I was sharing with somebody the other day, obviously I have those experiences to draw on, but I think the unique perspective that it's brought me is to be able to look outside of myself a little bit and see what everybody else has going on in all the different corners of the state, and then kind of use those relationships and those things to make a list of priorities that we that our executive committee and our board want to really attack in the name of education-based activities.
Speaking of just for football for a moment here, we've seen already a couple of instances. We saw it last night and once on week one, the 44-point rule, the mercy rule and stuff. Do you feel like it's helping? Do you think that balance is going to keep people healthy? That kind of balance we may be in for it here tonight as well?
Yeah,
your thoughts on it?
I'll be honest. I have I have some mixed emotions about it. But Brennan Jackson and Chris Shipman that work on football in our office, they really pay attention to the Sports Medicine Advisory Committee, not only on a national level, but in the state of Utah. And there's just so many things with, our young athletes' health when it comes to, heat acclimatization and concussions and injury prevention and all those things. And so I obviously everybody will have an opinion and have mixed emotions about what that looks like because it's kind of new to the state of Utah. But I do think in the end we have to remember that we're talking about 14 to 18-year-old kids, and so making sure that we're taking care of their bodies and their mental health and all those things has got to be a big priority for us.
We get to see IMG Academy tonight. They're one of the top football programs in the country. A lot of these high-tier programs here in Utah are playing these out-of-state teams, and it's going across multiple sports as well. Just what does it mean to you to see these schools here in Utah going up against these top-level talents? It doesn't matter just football, just across the board.
Well, it's fun, right? Like it's fun to put Utah on a national stage, and I say all the time, and I might sound like a broken record, but we're unique in the state of Utah. We still have these, community-based high schools, and we have 162 schools across the state of Utah that are a member of our association, and we're still community-based here. And so when you have these powerhouses and these schools that command some respect on a national stage come to our state and perform and participate, it's awesome. It puts us right up there with anyone. And obviously I was so excited to come tonight because I get to cheer for Lone Peak, right? Because when it's two Utah high schools playing, I obviously want to be able to see a good game and be able to hang out with both athletic directors and administration and all those things. But it was too bad that Lone Peak got down early, but it's great atmosphere here tonight. It sure is fun, and to have a team of that caliber come in, it's great for our state. So
school's in session, all the fall sports seem to be now up and running. What's the big focus for you and just for the UHSAA as a whole for this fall calendar and just keep kind of progressing towards the winter as we kind of just move forward through the school year?
Well, we have several things we're working on with our committees, and it's a realignment year, meaning that this year is when we work through the process to realign our schools for the next 2 years. And so obviously that takes a lot of time and things that we need to do with our committees. And so we just approved our final format and procedures for that yesterday with our Board of Trustees. But other than that, I think our big priority right now is we're really trying to get out and about and tell our story. And again, tell the story of education-based activities in the state of Utah. And I've been able to spend a lot of time with our principals, our superintendents, the state legislator, our state school board, and really, again, get out and work with those groups and those entities and tell the story of the association and so many great schools and programs throughout the state. And that's going to be my priority, for as long as we get to do this. So,
kind of looking big picture too, just as far as it seems like the future of high school sports always keeps changing with different programs, different sports, different things going on. Where do you see the future of high school going? We see like flag football's a really big thing. Esports, we've seen girls wrestling. Hockey's a big thing here in Utah now too.
Lacrosse a few years ago.
So where do you see the future of high school sports kind of evolving?
Well, we have an emerging sports committee made up of our executive committee members and our board of trustees, and Jan Whitaker in our office runs that, and she does a great job. And we're on a 2-year rotation as we accept some of those clubs and organizations to be able to look at sanctioning. And the one thing we have to be mindful of when we're looking at new activities to bring into our schools is the burden, financially and time and facility and supervision that we put back on our member schools. And so I mean, my philosophy would be bring them all. But really that's unfair because it puts such a burden on, especially our administrative teams and our ADs. And so again, Jan and our committee, our emerging sports committee, has done a good job of working through that process. But you named a few. I mean, you boys and girls rugby is big in the state of Utah. You've got pickleball as an up and comer. You got mountain bike club that's functioning really well as a club. Kind of a private organization right now. And of course you mentioned girls flag football is getting huge. And there's several states that have sanctioned that. And so again, it's just working through the process, making sure we're working with our schools and really seeing what they want and need, and more importantly, what they can handle. The spring gets wild in Utah with all the activities that we have piled up in our spring season. So
for sure. Say, just as a former coach, you've been on the sidelines last week. We were at Davis last week. You're here at Lone Peak. Say, do you miss coaching at all? That's being out different sport, but
no, certainly I do. And like I mentioned, it's in my blood a little bit. You know, growing up with my mom and dad, and so I miss it. I don't think people totally understand until they're sitting in those seats all that goes in to being a high school coach. And I mean, nowadays, to keep up you've got fundraising and social media and parent organizations that are being supportive of the program, and of course you've got to hire a staff, and you've got district policy and state policy and all these different things. And I mean, there's so much that goes into it, and then so many of these coaches are classroom teachers as well, and it's just it's an unbelievably tough job, and not just football, but everything that our schools offer. And so I do miss it, and there are times that I miss it, but sometimes I look down at everything these gals and guys go through, and by the time they get to the game, they're exhausted, with going through the week of practice and preparation and all those things. But it's fun, and I've continued to say the last couple weeks that high school activities and sports are kind of the most pure form of competition around, and I think so many of these coaches kind of do it for the love of the game. If we knew the stipends they were making and stuff, they're not very much, and so they're doing it because they're passionate about it and passionate about helping our young ladies and our young men, and so it's so again, great question. I do miss it, but sure is fun to be around it. So
I got one final question for you.
Yeah, you bet.
The platform is yours. What's the biggest thing that you would like, not just student athletes, but just the community in general, to know about what you and the UHSA is trying to work on, or just a message for what you guys are trying to do?
Well, I think it's tough for me to boil that down into one thing, and I'm a long-winded guy sometimes. I like to talk a little bit, but I think the inclusivity piece with education-based activities is very important for myself and our staff, and then of course our principals and ADs and superintendents that we get to work with on our committees. You walk into a school building in a public charter or private high school in the state of Utah, and there are literally hundreds of options for kids to do outside of the classroom, and our sanctioned activities give these student athletes, again, we're talking about 14 to 18-year-old kids, it gives them a place of belonging. It gives them a tie back to their school. It gives them more than one trusted adult, to help them navigate, a very critical time of their life. And so what I really hope that we can remember as a staff, and again as our committees, that to help support our schools in being inclusive to all, and giving our student athletes, and all of our kids a sense of belonging inside the school. And so that's, with my administrative background and again, some of the things that I'm passionate about, that's just something that I'd never want to lose sight of, is making sure that we keep students first.
All right, well, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Thanks for braving the wind tunnel up
here
you
bet.
In the booth. It's Ryan Bishop, the Executive Director of the UHSA.
Thank you.
So kind of you to join us here at the halftime show.
Thanks for having me on. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it over here for the halftime show. We'll be back in about 2 minutes with the second half. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lone Peak Football on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back to Lone Peak High School. Ready to start our second half here between the Knights and the Ascenders. IMG with a comfortable lead here on KSL Sports Rewind. Matt Cohen, Brandon Peterson with you here tonight. Glad you guys could join us for week 2 of the high school football season. Yeah, it's just good to have football back. We're in the final weekend before the college football games get going. The NFL's in a couple of weeks. It's starting to become the best time of the year.
The most wonderful time of the year. I think I said that last year. Christmas is great. This is better, but that's fine. One thing of note is I was sitting at halftime looking at some stats. 222 total yards of offense for IMG with 38 points. Lone Peak is sitting at 24 total yards.
I think they only have one or two.
I think they have a couple. So. They might be up to 3 now. Taking advantage of what is given to you and then controlling the game has been the story for IMG. They've picked the ball off. They've recovered fumbles, punt returns. For Lone Peak in this second half, what I'm focusing on is execution, pre-snap penalties, those types of things. Let's be extremely disciplined. Let's know our job, do our job. we may get beat up front or we might get beat in the game, but let's do our job correctly. Let's get ready as we continue into the rest of the season.
So Zach Zolman and the Knights will kick things off as IMG will get things started here. Got McFarland and Giles in the back to return this one. See if they'll get a chance here. And Zolman will let this fly, and that's going to go through the uprights and out of the back of the end zone. Both kickers putting on a show tonight.
Yeah, very, very good kicking show.
So IMG, everything kind of worked for them in that first half. Credit to the IMG defense, 3 turnovers, counted 4 on the punt recovery, but they've done everything that's been asked of them so far. It's been an impressive first 24 minutes for the IMG Ascenders.
Yeah, they've kind of just dictated everything at the line of scrimmage and gotten what they wanted. I assume you'll see a lot of running the ball here in the second half, controlling that line of scrimmage, and then occasionally just pitch and catch with your receivers.
So those unfamiliar with the rules, we are in runtime for this third quarter, with the score being as it is. 4 wideouts here for Wade. Fires on the middle, in and out of the hands. Giles, that'll be second down. So we will have run clock, or at least we're supposed to have run clock. Clock stop at 11:34.
You know, I just said expect to run the ball and they go 5 wide, so I'll just keep my mouth shut from here on out.
And then we mentioned with Ryan Bishop during halftime here with the new mercy rule in UHSAA. So that'll take effect after the third quarter, if it comes to it. As they hand it off on second down, fighting his way is Newman Hall up to the 25 for a pick of the 5.
Really impressive run by Newman Hall, because Lone Peak did a great job at the point of attack to really shut that down. He just continued to find a couple more lanes, push through defenders for that gain of 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5. Here for IMG, need the 30 to move the sticks. Way to pass. Steps up, has plenty of time on the far side, decides to take it himself. And he scoots his way out past the 40, looks for a seam, out past midfield, loses his balance out to the 50, as he picks up 25 yards on the keeper.
We've got some dirty laundry back here at about the 23-yard line. Not sure, but it does look like it's coming back.
Red flag down to about the 25 there. So that long run from Wade will be negated here. The offensive linemen come huddle the officials. Want to know who was the culprit there?
Never in my career have I ever.
That's a blindside block.
Offense, half the distance to the goal.
So that'll move IMG half. They call it half the distance to the goal, so it'll be around the 15, make it the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd and very long for IMG.
So you're seeing Coach Stadrawa pull his man aside there and just be like, hey, we got to understand the situation here. We've got an easy first down, and now we're really kind of beckoning for a big play.
Need the 30 to get the first down. Get the call from the sideline. Wade with time. He's got to take a deep shot, wide open as Giles behind the defense, adjusts and makes the catch at the 45.
What a ball by Jaden Wade. And into the wind as well. And Osani Gales, he just beats his man right off the top. It looked like they may have been in a zone coverage because the defender seemed like he thought he had over-the-top help, and there was nobody there to protect him. And Gales is able to get a massive gain of a lot, because I can't do math that fast.
Sonny Gales with another big gain for IMG. They were in Lone Peak territory. So hand it off on first down. Good tackle there by the Knights defense. That's first one there, Kingston Stroshine.
Yeah, the heart of the Lone Peak defense right there in Kingston Stroshine, coming off the backside edge on that inside zone. Newman Hall had nowhere to go, and great play by Stroshine.
Reminder of our players to watch, brought to you by Trucordia. Kingston Stroshine was the guy to look at for Lone Peak. Zyron Forso, we haven't heard him call his name too often, but it's been because of the linebackers and the defensive backs really for IMG that have stolen the show for the defense tonight. As that throw on the far side's connected with his receiver at the 37. That's McFarland.
Yeah, it looked like they just had a little comeback route there for Eric McFarland, and Wade just puts a dart on him for a nice gain of about 8 yards on second down.
So 3rd and 2.
And folks, I don't know if you can hear this, but the wind is absolutely ripping.
It has been windy all night. The wind blowing basically into our faces from the far side to the near side. A crosswind as we get another flag here.
Flag for the play.
Now back up IMG.
That's a great break for the Lone Peak defense. The offense now can't really, I mean, they can, but they're going to avoid the run game a little bit more now with a 3rd and 8 look. It allows you to kind of settle in that you know you got to play some pass defense here.
So 3rd and 7 for Wade in the offense. Gonna set up the screen far side. Got a man out there off of a tackle and out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and that looks like that is.
That was a great job. I couldn't get the number. Did you get the number there?
It was Smith on the reception. I didn't see.
Looks like Stroshine was the one who made the initial contact there to help stop him on that screenplay. Great play design by IMG, but better defense by the Knights.
So IMG electing to go for it here on 4th down near the 35. As everybody up at the line, maybe just waiting to see if they can draw them offside here. Or will they run the play? They will. Wade hands it off. 1st down and more. Newman Hall out to the 34.
Just a big wash by that big IMG offensive line. Pushes everything down, a little bit of a kick it looked like. It looks like it was just a pure inside zone out of a single back look, and they just wash everything down, and Newman Hall has a great lane to just crush right off the backside.
And so the clock is stopped at 7:30, and we're gonna get a media timeout? Looks like it. So we're going to go. We got a timeout on the field with 7.5 to go. So
challenge. It's brought to you
we'll have the break. Have a chance to thank our sponsors once again. Tonight's game is brought to you by Stroformance. Stroformance specializes in helping athletes become more explosive. Athletes gain an average of 5 inches on their vertical, 50 pounds on their lifts, and have dropped as much as 2/10 off their 40 in just 8 weeks. Visit Stroformance, that's STRO Formance.com for more information. Lone Peak Football is powered by Stroformance. Also brought to you by Patterson Homes, your local builder since 1938, built by our family, now for yours. Find your new home at PattersonHomes.com. Also, Big O Tires. While you tune into the game, let Big O Tires and American Fork tune up your ride. Stop by for expert service and discounts on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more. Schedule an appointment online at BigOTires.com or call the store at 801-692-3757. That's Big O Tires, the team you trust. Tonight's game also sponsored by Core 7, created by a healthcare company and built for real life. When its clinical team couldn't find a simple daily nutrition foundation using whole food sources rather than synthetic nutrients and meaningful evidence-based doses, they created one. One daily scoop supports energy, digestion, sleep, mood, focus, and more. Learn more at Get Core 7. It's core to the number 7.com. Also brought to you by CW Advisors. At CW Advisors, we help you turn your wealth into opportunity through personalized and sophisticated strategies. We help you build, preserve, and enhance your legacy. Ready to come back here, almost halfway through our 3rd quarter. I want to thank all of our sponsors of Lone Peak
From the
football this
34-yard
season.
line, 1st and 10, IMG.
1st and 10 here for the Ascenders. Wade gonna take a shot for the end zone. It's got McFarland out there, readjusts, and did not make the catch. Almost an amazing catch there.
Great coverage by the Lone Peak defense there, and impressive throw by Jaden Wade as he had pressure in his face. They go with the little play action look. The defense does a good job at staying home and not biting, and able to knock that ball down. Great job by the defensive back there. Hard to see his number from up here right now.
2nd and 10 here for IMG. This one they'll hand off. Newman Hall bounces off of his own man and falls down to the line of scrimmage.
Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Hey, good defense. Good defensive pursuit.
Yeah,
So,
hey, they were there. Just, sometimes your own guy gets to help you out.
So 3rd and long here for IMG. Not the first time they've had 3rd and long. Need the 24-yard line for a first down. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Wade, pressure comes, able to get out of it, steps up, fires over the middle. McFarland's got it, breaks a tackle, touchdown IMG.
Oh, what a heartbreaking play. Lone Peak's defense does a good job at shutting every part of that down. And then Wade just holds his eyes downfield as McFarland breaks it open on the RPO. Definitely looked like he got away with being a little bit far, but I don't have a good angle from here.
Looking at that replay, it looked like he was just on the line of scrimmage there when he got rid of that ball.
But what a pretty ball and great play by McFarland as IMG takes the 44-0 lead.
Ryan on for the extra point. As the field goal to his name, it is perfect 6 for 6 tonight. As leads out to 45-0. So that effectively brings in the mercy rule that we talked with Ryan Bishop about. So the new rule in UHSAA, for those that don't know the rule, and for those of us joining us from the state of Florida watching tonight's game, the score when it hits the 3rd quarter, if it's 44 points or more, this game will be called. At any time in the 4th quarter, if it hits that mark, it'll be called. If it's at the score it currently is at the end of the 3rd quarter, the game will end in that whatever that score may be. So that's the new rule to keep an eye on. We got another media timeout, so we'll thank some more sponsors because we need to get them all in if we're potentially only got 6 minutes of change left in this game.
Absolutely.
So tonight's game is brought to you by doTERRA. They're a proud sponsor of Lone Peak football. doTERRA's products help athletes around the world maintain the highest level of health and wellness. Learn more about how you can up your health and wellness game at doTERRA.com. Also brought to you by Easy Coupons, locally owned coupon app with more local coupons than any other app, and it's all free. Go to your app store and type in EZ Coupons. It's letter E, letter Z Coupons, and start saving and get app points every time you use a coupon and earn free gift certificates to local businesses. Also brought to you by G2G Bars, fresh, healthy, and delicious. When you eat one, you'll know. Tonight's game also brought to you by Harris Orthodontics. Dr. Harris is Utah's #1 Invisalign provider and has treated thousands of patients with clear aligners. Harris Orthodontics offers both braces and Invisalign, so you can choose the treatment that's right for you. And at Harris Orthodontics, Invisalign costs the same as braces. Schedule your free consultation at Harris Orthodontics, located in Highland and Saratoga Springs. Also brought to you by Houston Hot Chicken. Football is heating up, and so is our chicken at Houston, Texas Hot Chicken. We bring the spice to every bite, made fresh and served fast.
I might need some Houston hot chicken tonight. That sounds mighty, mighty good.
So 6:16 to play, potentially in our game, unless Lone Peak can find the end zone for the first time tonight. So now their Skin Science Institute kickoff.
Let's see Crew Robinson do something special right here. What do you think?
He's had an opportunity the last couple of tries as IMG has been kicking his way.
I love the Lone Peak scheme for kick return. It is really, really good. You'll see them build a really big wall after this ball gets down the field.
Brian's got it teed up. And he will send a line drive, one to Robinson at his own 1. Gets through the first level again. Robinson having a great day returning kicks as he's out past the 40. I think maybe the third time tonight.
I was going to say, I think that was his third return to the 40-yard line. He's been really impressive, and that scheme's been really good. They just eat up the middle of the kickoff team, and then they have tons of space afterward. Great job by the Lone Peak special teams. That unit will be elite the rest of the year for the Lone Peak.
He's done a great job against the special teams here, and he's already got the kick return for a touchdown last week, so he'll be a dangerous returner all season long here in the state of Utah. As Cruz Christensen and the offense back out for the first drive of the second half. They'll hand this one off, and fighting his way back to the line of game.
Yeah, Irvin was in the backfield in a hurry, and then Vaughn cleaned it up. There wasn't much room for him to break down or break away there on that inside zone.
Second down and 10.
Taking a look at other scores from around the state of Utah, brought to you by the John M. Huntsman School of Business up at Utah State. Christensen to throw on second down, throws over the middle. It's got his man at the down marker. Holding that is Crew Robinson. Makes his first catch tonight.
Yeah, that was a great ball by Christensen. Robinson does a good job on that in-breaking route to settle in to the soft spot of the zone. Is able to pick up 9 yards. Great pitch and catch.
3rd and 1 for the Knights. Trying to get something going here on their first offensive drive, and it goes backwards. Christensen can't pick it up. It's loose at the 30. Who comes up on top of it? IMG's got it as they get their 5th turnover of the game as the fumble leads to the turnover.
I feel for the center on that one. I've been in that place before. It hurts. It's painful. In a game like this, it's take the lessons you can learn, right? And then be ready to compete at the best level you can from here on out. It's a tough one. This one's going to sting, but this could be what propels this Lone Peak team into the best success they could have the rest of the year.
Say the schedule, they'll have Skyline next week for Lone Peak, and then it gets harder again as Bishop Gorman will be here in 2 weeks for the return trip of the home-to-home series.
And from what I've seen, Gorman looks like they're playing really well against Bosco right now.
Now that's the premier game in the country tonight. As a new quarterback for the Ascenders is number 2. That's Chase Cone with the throw to the far side that's incomplete.
Yeah, Cone just misses that one a little bit to his wide receiver there. And it looked like it was Eric Whitfield they were trying to get the ball to there. Couldn't hold on to it.
So the backup's in for the Ascenders here on what might be their final drive tonight. Cone hands it off. And breaking out of tackles and finding the end zone, Caden Gold to the pylon. Touchdown IMG.
Wow, what a great play. They just run a power play there. And Gold does a great job at following his blocker through the hole and then cuts it back to where there was just absolutely no Lone Peak defenders. You'll see here as that left guard comes through the hole. Gould does a great job at seeing his butt cutting up and taking off. And he finds the corner of the pylon for another Ascenders touchdown.
Attempting the PAT for IMG.
So Zach Bryan on for another extra point. Kick is up and good. So with 4:08 to go in this contest, it is now 52-0, and that will most likely see the end of this one after 3 quarters.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see, right? If you're this Lone Peak team. But again, like you said, you come into these opportunities to play some of the best teams, if not the best team in the country. You got to put yourself up against it. You got to really see a litmus test of who you are, right? And Now it's just a lot of teach tape. You're not going to go and dive into this too deep. You're going to look at a few things that are really important, and then you're going to move on. You've got Skyline next week. Skyline's up 14-2 on Olympus right now, and you've got a big game and a chance to start kicking things over here next week.
As mentioned, Lone Peak will be at Skyline next week. We'll have that for you here on the Rewind Sports Network. Then it's back here in 2 weeks. Take on Bishop Gorman, the top team in Vegas. We'll be here in 2 weeks. Then a battle against Timpview here before the all-important showdown at Corner Canyon on September 18th. That's always the one that draws all the fireworks for Lone Peak. For IMG, they will be back home for their home opener next week. Cornerstone Christian out of Texas will be in Bradenton, Florida next week to take on the national team before they go out to Hawaii, take on St. Louis High School out in Hawaii.
Shout out to Coach Keola Lou and the St. Louis squad. It's my old O-line coach's alma mater.
And flags fly on the kickoff here. So false start, we'll reset.
Looks like IMG was sick of seeing Crew Robinson run up to the 40-yard line, and so they let Zach Bryan kick again.
IMG, flag guard penalty, re-kick. Please start the clock on the whistle.
So we'll reset as IMG walks back. We talked about plenty of the talent on this team. Have 8 players in the ESPN Top 300. That's one of the big recruiting sites out there. They have 8 players. For context, there are only 3 total players on that list from the entire state of Utah. So, care to take a guess at who some of those 3 are?
So, first one is going to be Bodie Sparrow.
Correct, 129.
And then
he's
you're
actually
have,
the lowest ranked of the 3.
Is he really?
Yes.
And then you've got Wolfgram, right?
Nope.
No, Wolfgram's not Gabe. Then it's going to be Jones, the Crew Jones, right?
Yep. The Orem Star.
And why can't I think of the third one? Give me a second.
You're missing the top one as it goes into the end zone.
Oh, that's great.
This is the top rated recruit in the ESPN 300.
I don't know. Why don't I know? Why can't I think of it? I'm embarrassed.
I'll give it to you, and then you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm really going to be upset with myself. Timeout. Give me a position.
Offense. I'll give you that. I feel like if I give you the position, it'll be too easy.
Is it Camden Lapati?
You are correct, sir.
Oh my
Camden
gosh, you're
Lapati.
right. I am upset with myself.
Number 36 on the list. He's going to Michigan after switching his
Michigan and 2 Oklahoma commits, huh?
Yes. Those are the 3 Utah players.
Boy, things have changed since I was in high school.
We're back underway. Is Christensen going to keep him himself? And look at it. Look at the wheels on Christensen. Cruz Christensen into IMG territory. A pickup of 52 for the senior quarterback.
What a great job by Cruz Christensen on that zone read. He let the defense bite down hard, and he just took it off. You saw the speed that he had there. Great run by the young man.
How about the wheels from Cruz Christensen? Lone Peak now knocking on the door for the first time tonight. This is the farthest they've gotten into IMG territory.
It's 1st and 10.
Looking to get some points on the board and end the night on a high note. Christensen, pressure comes, throws over the middle. Looking for, I think that's Sykes that's there, and he did not make a catch.
Oh, Ledger Holmes almost was able to pull that one in, just a little low. Too bad there. He had a lot of IMG defenders in his face on that ball. Both of them.
Christensen had a lot in his face as well. So clock stops and now restarts with 3 minutes now to go. Knights trying to get on the board here. Christensen with pressure in his face, throws for the back shoulder, looking for Robinson. That's going to be incomplete.
Christensen's pass falls incomplete.
It's a good job by Christensen pre-snap. Obviously, IMG showed a lot of pressure with their safety on the near side of the field. Christensen adjusts coverage or adjusts the protection, and they do a decent job of picking it up and just misses him on the back shoulder throw there.
So 3rd and 10 upcoming. Clock runs under 2.5 to go tonight's game. Christensen, play action, gonna take the shot for the end zone. Had a man with a step in Sykes, but it's over his head and incomplete.
Christensen.
Yeah, just missed him by just a bit there. Sykes had a step, but just not that many steps.
And that'll bring 4th down, and we will see Zach Zolman for the first time tonight. He was instrumental in Crimson Cliffs, or the Lone Peak's win against Crimson Cliffs last week. He scored 15 points by himself. He had 4 field goals and 3 made extra points. He's going to try from 45 here.
It's a big kick, lots of crosswind still. Not as powerful as it has been, though.
A little bit of movement at the line as Zolman lets it fly. And he's got it! So Zach Zolman gets the first points at home this year for Lone Peak.
What a kick. Absolute rocket through the uprights. Great job by Zolman. This Lone Peak crowd has been great all night for the Knights. Wow, I could have went with another pun there. I'm on a roll tonight.
So Lone Peak finally gets on the board with 1:46 to go here in the third quarter. Zach Zolman from 45 yards out, able to break that shutout.
You got a kicker like that throughout the rest of the year. He's going to help you win football games. Both in the kicking game.
He's got 18 points already.
I mean, they've scored. What do they score? 36 total, and he's got 18 of them so far on the year.
Yeah. So Lone Peak, good run from Cruz Christensen, sets them up for 3 points.
Time of possession. And with
so,
the 45-yard field goal, Lone Peak puts 3 points.
Have the teams come back. I don't think there is a media timeout. I think the teams are just waiting now and ready to go for the final minute 46 here. Do you onside kick it just for fun?
No. No. No.
Why not?
I just keep thinking about it more and more.
Why not?
I mean, I guess you could, right? Take a shot at it, see if you can break the lead down.
I just try to get more offensive time.
Yeah.
Just get to work on some stuff.
You can do it. Get some more offensive play, like you said, and if you score, you get it down to 42, and you got more play.
Back to receive Keith Smith and Chase Cone.
The clock turns back on for the final 90 seconds of this third quarter. Score holds as it is. That'll be the end of the game. And Zolman will send a line drive kick through the end zone. And IMG will go to work. First and 10 at the 20. See how hard they push this one.
I think you're going to see a lot of running the ball here, and I mean, it's been a patented run game for the Ascenders tonight, just being able to run at will.
It's been an impressive performance. 7 touchdowns, 6 of them offensively for IMG tonight. Had the punt return for a touchdown in the second quarter. It's been a pretty solid effort for game 1 of the season. It'll be 10 straight wins for Coach Jadrawa and IMG.
And a great start to the season for them.
They will go back home for their home opener on the 29th. As the handoff gets to the 24-yard line.
Chase Cone gives to number 6, Keith Smith. He's stopped by Boston Christensen.
Yeah, Christensen does a good job off the backside to be able to just soak that up when Keith Smith tried to bring it back and cut it back there, and does a great job being able to stop him for a gain of only about 3.
So it brings up 2nd and 6 as we're under a minute to go.
6.
They fake the handoff, and Cone keeps it this time, and he's got the first down out to the 34.
Chase Cone.
Yeah, they run what looks like a split zone action, but the tight end just kind of gives a little fake to the D end, swings out, and he's a lead blocker for the quarterback. One of my favorite plays in football, by the way. And great run by Cone.
IMG picks up the first down.
Play clock's underneath, and IMG does not have to run a play, and they will not run another play.
This will take us to the fourth quarter. We will continue to play the fourth quarter with a running clock.
So they both, since it's an out-of-state game, we're gonna play on. So we're gonna play with the run clock here. As they just announced over the loudspeaker from our white hat. So since it's an out-of-state game, I guess you can keep going on. So.
They traveled a long way to only play 3 quarters of football.
That's true. So that's going to be 3 quarters. We're going to play the fourth quarter. It will be run time for the fourth. Teams will switch ends. We'll be right back here on KSL Sports Rewind. All right, welcome back. Ready for the fourth quarter here between IMG and the Lone Peak Knights. IMG up comfortably here. Matt Coma with Ray and Peterson with you. We're just going to play run clock here. You did mention they did come a long way to come out here to just play 3 quarters. So we will play the fourth quarter here. And just kind of a chance for Coach Brockbank to try and just kind of work on some things and get some experience for some guys.
Yeah, it's exactly what we talked about, almost coming out at half, right? It's taking the opportunity to make sure you are not making the self-inflicting errors, right? The offsides penalties, the personal fouls, the missed assignments, right? Know your job, do your job. You may get beat in the moment, but you need to practice to know what you have to do. It's a great opportunity for them to do that.
I want to remind you that field goal that Zach Zolman just made, that one's brought to you by Via 313 Pizzeria. It's America's must-try pizza, Detroit-style, handcrafted, and built for people who take pizza seriously. Visit one of their 5 Utah locations, and you'll see why this square crust, sauce on top, Detroit to tradition, isn't just your ordinary pizza. Also, want to thank Zerkers, your local party store, sponsoring our first downs tonight.
So Matt, have you ever had Via 313?
Actually, it's a fantastic place. We have one by the house. My wife and I frequent it all the time.
My wife and I love it. It is not a frequent stop, but it is loved dearly because I have a pizza problem. We can talk about that the rest of the night if you're ever interested.
Just to go over best pizza chains in the state of Utah.
Yes. I also like making my own pizza, but that's another story for another night. People in Florida don't want to listen to me talk about pizza.
IMG will get things started as the clock runs. Chase Cohen in the offense will go to work 1st and 10 at the 33. Chance for some of the backups for IMG to get some work as they throw near side. Scooting his way out past the 40. Good carry there by number 81 for IMG.
Yeah, Kellen Miller does a great job, lets his blocker set it up for him, and then he gets north-south in a hurry to be able to gain the first down for the Ascenders.
Now from the 45.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 45. Cohen with 3 wideouts to the left. They'll hand this one off, and good tackle in the backfield. That Stroshine.
Yeah, Stroshine did a great job filling up there. The left guard, as he wraps around and pulls, he has Stroshine shoot straight past him, and he looked outside instead of inside there. And Keith Smith gets wrapped up by the young man named Kingston Stroshine.
Just a sophomore, by the way.
He is a sophomore. He's a stud. He is an absolute freak.
Did a great job. I think 67 tackles as a sophomore last season.
As a freshman
last season.
Yeah, he was all over the field.
So 2nd and 9. Cohen's going to keep him himself. He's got a lane up the right side and fights his way down to the 36-yard line. Picks up about almost 20.
He stopped by number 22.
Yeah, Chase Cone does a good job there at just selling the mesh point with Smith, and pulls that ball and gets a really big lane off the backside for a big gain.
So Cone able to use his legs there. 6'5" sophomore.
He's a big kid, man. Really athletic too.
He's already got 2 offers.
I can't imagine why.
He'll hand this one off. And another good tackle there by Lone Peak.
Yeah, great job by the Knights there. A couple of power plays here that haven't gone well for the Ascenders is when they pull around, they're just missing that linebacker at the point of attack on the pull. And the Knights have done a great job at settling in and making the play.
So 9.5 minutes in our game tonight. 2nd and 10. Cohen's going to throw this time. Instead, he gets met by the Lone Peak defense. Getting in there first, looks like number 31.
What a play by Jamison Ainsworth. Yeah. Comes flying through the line and just smokes Chase Cohn for the sack. Big play by Ainsworth.
Just came up right through the middle there.
Yeah, somebody missed their block, and he made them pay.
3rd and long, and the Knights jump on that one. That'll be 5 free yards for the Ascenders.
Those are the little moments we spoke about, right? Let's not hurt ourselves here. These are the things we can control.
So 3rd and we'll say 12. Maybe a short 13.
3rd down 13 from the 40.
Need the 27 for a first down. We're going to the offense, and we got out of 5. False start on IMG.
And we're going to just trade this 5 yards back and forth, aren't we?
Seems that way.
False start, 75 offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So back to 3rd and 17. For Cohen in the offense. Looking for their first offensive score.
3rd down and 18, IMG.
Cohen has man wide open over the middle, connects with his man down to the 35.
Cohen completes to number 11,
Quincy Grimer.
He's stopped by Justin Thayer.
That was a great play by Justin Thayer on the play or on the crossing route. Does a great job at just roping him up and taking him down there.
4th and 9. IMG will stay on the field. Cohen with time. Throws far side. Dangerous throw. That one's blocked and incomplete. Good defense there from the Knights.
Yeah, great defense by the Lone Peak corner there. Hard to see the number, but great play and getting the stop as the Lone Peak offense is going to come out.
Media timeout.
So for the 2nd time tonight, Lone Peak holds IMG to a turnover on downs. They'll get the ball back with 7:24 to play. We've got a media timeout, which means more sponsors that we get today for tonight's broadcast. I'd like to thank Hudson Towing. Whether you're locked out, have a flat tire, need a jump start, or require a tow, we got you covered. We provide fast, reliable roadside assistance and towing services throughout Utah, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wherever you are in Utah, we're just a call away. It's Hudson Towing, 385-240-8787. Also brought to you by Kessler Allaire Insurance Services and Lola Blankets. Lola Blankets is a luxury comfort brand known for its signature life-changing softness, designed to feel like a warm hug. Each blanket is crafted from an ultra-plush faux fur fabric that's cozy, breathable, durable, and easy to care for. Also brought to you by Max Connect Digital, a full-service marketing agency for challenger brands, solving brand problems before campaign problems, holding every strategy, every dollar, and every deadline to a standard that most agencies skip. Our clients don't win awards, they win categories at Max Connect Digital. Also brought to you by Ralph L. Wadsworth Construction. For more than 50 years, we've been building the roads, bridges, water systems, and infrastructure that keep our communities moving. If you're ready to build your future, we're always looking for the next generation of builders. Ralph L. Wadsworth Construction, built. For what's next? One final sponsor, Reinvent Your Life Relight is a clean electrolyte mix that helps you stay hydrated, feel energized, and perform your best. It's like a sports drink, but better for you. Whether you're playing in the heat, running laps, or just trying to feel better throughout the day, Relight gives your body the clean hydration that it needs.
Groundbreaking research and academic excellence.
So,
is at the
7:24 left in our broadcast tonight.
University of Utah.
Matt Cova, Braden Peterson with you. Glad you guys can spend week 2 of the high school football season with us tonight. Appreciate the fans in Florida. If you're still watching, almost 11:30 in the Eastern time zone.
I mean, the nights turned out to be beautiful now that that wind's cut down. I think I'm going to be able to hear myself the rest of the night. Poor Doug's got that headset on. I've been screaming in his ears all night.
It's been fun so far here tonight. Glad you guys can be along for the ride.
From the 35-yard line.
Be sure to join us next week.
Nice.
Location TBD. We'll see where Vince and the gang sends us next week. There's Christensen. On first down, can't get out of the tackle. Getting in there is number 15. That's Izzy Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer does a good job. Christensen tries to avoid the sack, and he just settles in, wraps him up, and he had nowhere to go. Great play by Izzy Schaefer.
Loss of, call it 11 on that sack. Second and 21. Christensen looking to set up the screen, floats it high and over the head of Laws.
Falls incomplete.
He just misses Laws. He had the defender right in his face. Andre Robinson just came screaming at him. Had to loft that one a little high and just misses him.
That'll bring up third and very long here for Lone Peak.
Third down and long.
Under 6.5 to play. 4 wideouts for Christensen here. Need to get to the 46 for a first down. Christensen has time, throws deep. Oh, in and out of the hands of Sykes. I don't think he knew that it was coming.
Didn't have a clue that ball was going to be there and didn't get his head around fast enough, and Christensen put it right on him. I mean, he almost caught it just because it was so on him. But good ball by Christensen. Good route. He was open, right? Just couldn't finish the completion.
So that'll bring up 4th and long, and the punt team comes back out.
Zach Valgardson on the punt for the Knights.
We'll see Keith Smith back to field this one. He's got 1 punt return touchdown already tonight.
Number 6, Keith Smith.
Smith is a special athlete.
Punts away. It's a squabbler up the near side and out of bounds. This is not going to be a good net punt for the Knights.
It's definitely not the field position you want to give the Ascenders.
The side judge goes all the way to the 40-yard line. That's where IMG will start.
No places at the 40-yard line of Lone Peak. It'll be 1st and 10.
Looks like we're going to get another media timeout.
Which means we can thank the last group of our sponsors with 5:33 left. See if they hold
Media
them or not.
timeout.
Yep.
Last media timeout of
This
the
will be the
night.
last media timeout as they announce on the stream. So tonight's broadcast brought to you by Reef Capital. Expect the best. Also by Safe Streets. Enjoy the game with peace of mind. Your home is protected 24/7 with Safe Streets Smart Security. Serving 46 states with the country's top 5-star rating. 150,000 5-star reviews in 3 years. One home on a mission and the nation's best. That's Safe Streets and SafeStreets.com. Also brought to you by Trumi. Most phones give kids too much too soon, but Trumi is built specifically with their childhood in mind. Our kid-safe smartphones are designed to protect childhood and help kids thrive beyond the screen. And finally, tonight's game brought to you by Valley Hormone and Wellness. They specialize in personalized care for women experiencing perimenopause and menopause. If hot flashes, fatigue, brain fog, poor sleep, mood changes, or sudden weight gain are affecting your quality of life, our experienced team can help. Feel like yourself again with Valley Hormone and Wellness in Pleasant Grove. Visit them at valleyhawc.com. I believe that's everybody that we got.
I'm impressed. Well done, Matt. Well done.
Thank you. Want a huge shout out to all of our sponsors at Lone Peak. We've had so many turn out for this season to help support Lone Peak football here on KSL Sports Rewind. Of course, we've had an extended coverage on KSL Sports throughout the high school football season. We'll have championship sports on KSL Sports for the rest of the season. It's going to be a fun time, Colin.
It's going to be a blast, man. We've got such a great crew, top to bottom. Best camera guys out there. You know, we've got the Red Zone channel going on. I mean, it really is phenomenal coverage.
Great time to be here in the state of Utah.
Absolutely.
Coverage is at its best right now.
1st and 10 now, IMG.
So IMG takes over after the punt. 1st and 10 at the Lone Peak 40 for Chase Cohn in the offense. Screen pass far side. This guy's man out there. And the speed on the far side, able to get down towards the 10 is Quincy Gilmer. And it's 1st and goal IMG.
Wow. Gilmer's ability to go from 0 to 60 in no time was impressive. He caught that screen ball, and he just took off.
Just a little
surprised he didn't find the end zone there with how fast he was getting up the field.
Able to just use that stutter step to get some extra space. 1st and goal at the 10. For the Ascenders. Handed off far side. And brought down at
really strong run by Gould there. But great job by the Lone Peak defense. Fighting hard at the point of attack, able to stop him for only a gain of 5. And let's see if they can bow their necks a little bit here and get a stop.
Got halfway there on 1st down, 2nd and goal at the 5. Approaching 4 minutes to go in this one tonight. Handed back off to Gold. Navigates his way through, down to the goal line. And touchdown. IMG on the board again.
Really, really strong run and push by that offensive line. And just moved the whole pile 5 yards. And they find pay dirt once again. Really, really strong push. Look at that push by the offensive line. And then great second effort by Gould through it.
Able to fight across the goal line for another touchdown for the Ascenders. .355 to go. Brian back on for another extra point. Been busy tonight. Line drive kick this time is good.
Zach Brian's PAT is good.
And the Ascenders send the lead here in the final minutes of this one. So IMG is going to move to 1-0. Lone Peak will move to 500 on the season. We mentioned they'll be at Skyline next week. A chance to reset and kind of get things ready before the gauntlet hits with Bishop Gorman, Timpview, and Corner Canyon. Those are your next 3 games after the Skyline.
Yeah, absolute gauntlet, like you said, coming after that Skyline game. And Skyline's no joke as well, right? They've really put on the show tonight. I think last I saw, like I said, they were up 14-2 against Olympus with that crosstown rivalry. And they're going to be a good test for this Lone Peak team to be able to come out of this one and really go in and fight for a game above 500.
How about Alta last night? We're looking at scores from around the state. That game last night, Bingham and Alta, we were there last week, and their come from behind win against Springville. They did it again against Bingham last night.
I may be biased, but it's always nice when the red and black is looking good and beating those guys in blue. And wow, what a job by Coach Burdett and Xavier Kochi, Xavier Kochi, being able to go through and absolutely just pull that one aside.
Back to return number 10, Crew Robinson, and number 22, Aiden Wise.
Brian will make sure this one's not returned by Robinson. He'll go into the end zone for a touchback with 3:28.
Green's kick goes into the end zone.
Left here in this one tonight.
Touchback. Knights will have it 1st and 10.
Mentioned IMG's upcoming schedule. We'll be back home against Cornerstone Christian on August 29th.
All sophomore football players, please move at the north end of the field.
2 road games, one in Hawaii, one in Florida. They'll take on St. Louis on September 5th, and then the First Academy out of Florida.
Thank you for your
September
help.
18th.
Sophomore football players.
The big one on the calendar for IMG will be down at the end of their schedule. It'll be November 13th. They'll be at St. Francis.
It's always a big one between those two.
They were supposed to play for the national championship last year. Couldn't get the schedules to work out. But we'll hopefully see that game this year. As Lone Peak hands it off on first down, and Laws gets to the 23-yard line.
Great run by Laws there.
Aiden Laws. He's stopped by Chuck Roberts and Will McNeely.
Final 3 minutes in this one.
That play sponsored by Johnston Law.
Can't believe we'll be at week 3 of the high school football season.
I can't believe it. The state of Utah seems to just cruise through their high school football season. It's
gone
insane.
In a flash. Sometimes. Back to Laws on second down. Another good gain. Picks up 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, I love the way Christensen sold that as well. Really tried to bring the defense with him to open up the front side.
Got a flag on the play here at the 29.
Marker is down.
See what the call is.
Sophomore players, please meet at the south end of the field.
Personal foul, number 19 defense, hit to the head, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's a personal foul for a hit to the head on IMG. That'll be a Zerker's first down for Lone Peak. 2:31 to play.
You always take a chance to move the chains.
And they'll scoot them out to the 42-yard line.
First and 10, Knights.
4 wideouts again for Christensen. Fakes the handoff. Fires near side, looking for Sykes, and incomplete.
Christensen's
a little high, but definitely a catchable ball there. Definitely one they got to bring in.
Got to give credit to the DBs at IMG.
They have been sticky too. They haven't given much space to these Lone Peak receivers at all night.
So clock restarts. Approach 2 minutes to go in this one. And we're looking at
penalty markers down.
Offside on IMG.
Prior snap, good ball. Encroachment number 90.
Penalties
5-yard
down the
penalty.
stretch here.
Yeah, just a few here, there, everywhere it seems like, but we'll get there.
So 2nd and 5 after the penalty. Christensen with time. That one's batted down at the line. Good job by the IMG defense.
Pretty good protection there by the O-line, but lots of hands up in the air as Christensen goes to throw that one, and they get a good bat down on that ball.
So Lone Peak made it to the state
Knights.
title game a season ago. Beat Corner Canyon last season as well. So we'll see what happens this time around. Of course,
We all know that Region 3 beats the tar out of each other.
well, it's only 5 teams. That's the intriguing part. A lot of these teams have to play these out-of-state games. It's a good run here by Laws. And he picks up a Zerker's first down as he fights his way for a pickup about 15.
Really good run by Aiden Laws there on that inside zone. Hits the seam and just finds a nice gain of 15 there.
That brings Lone Peak down to the 37.
Now from the 37-yard
Coming down to the final minute of this one. Christensen, pressure comes, rolls out to his right. He's going to take it himself, gets out of a tackle, and gets down to the 30. Pick up of 8.
Good run by Cruz Christensen, but a great opportunity to hit the deck and slide there too. He's a competitor though, and he definitely wants to get every last inch he can get there.
After that 7-yard gain, 2nd down.
2nd and 3 here for the Knights. Final 30 seconds and change. And the Knights get on the board. Pressure comes on the edge, and Christensen goes down, stumbles over his feet.
Christensen slips
That
down.
might be the last
in the
play here. We'll see if
backfield.
Lone Peak wants to run one more play or not. We get a timeout, Lone Peak.
Lone
13
Peak
seconds.
takes a timeout.
Timeout. Lone Peak.
So we will have one last play.
This timeout is brought to you by Patterson Homes.
Timeout's brought to you by Patterson Homes.
Your local builder since 1938. Built by
Our last
family
one of the night.
Find your new home.
Been very impressed with IMG tonight. That's all we can really say.
Yeah, they're as advertised, right? Yeah. Every single aspect of the game, they played really, really well. The only thing I can say is like maybe their kickoff team when they were squib kicking it, but in reality, they were just doing that because they gives them practice, right? Like Brian gives them a chance to never have to see kickoffs returned. So, they've just been phenomenal in all three phases tonight. And they've scored in almost all three phases.
So Lone Peak will get one last play here as the clock winds with 13 to go. Probably take one shot for the end zone for Christensen. He's got multiple guys out there, and Ledger Holmes can't catch up to it. And there's a flag at the line on the final play here. We may just call it good, but we'll see what the call is.
A little bit incomplete, but we had a great time.
So we'll wait and see here.
There's a flag on the play, so it is incomplete.
See if they want the free down, or is that going to be it? See what the call is. It was right at the line of scrimmage, too.
Yeah, the flag got thrown when Christensen got hit after he threw that ball.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 18, defense. 15-yard penalty. We'll play one untimed down.
So it's a roughing the passer. It will be one untimed down here for Lone Peak. So we'll get another chance at the Hail Mary.
Last play of the game.
So
another shot at points.
An untimed down.
Good opportunity to practice these plays, right?
I was a little shocked that IMG kind of let everybody go behind them.
Yeah, that was an interesting setup.
They weren't ready for it, or they just let it happen. So it'll be one untimed down at the 24-yard line. Here for the Knights. Got 5 wideouts. Christensen, as time, steps up in the pocket. Throws end zone, intercepted. Picked off by the Ascenders.
Christensen's pass is almost there. What is intercepted?
That'll end things here. That's number 7 for the Academy.
The ball game.
That is Chuck Roberts,
Final score,
Maryland
IMG
commit.
9.
Ends things on a high note. That's the 6th turnover for the IMG defense tonight. That puts a bow on it.
It does, you sit there and you talk about players of the game and things of that nature. I almost have to give it to the trenches on both sides of the ball. I don't know if you can really pick one guy. So many guys were ingrained or so involved in this game, but the line of scrimmage was just controlled so heavily today, and it really controlled the football game.
Time now for our helmet stickers brought to you by Tab Bank. I'm going to ask for one from each side. Obviously, IMG with the big one, but I want your star for. Sorry, you were saying helmet stickers for tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was going to be Crew Robinson for Lone Peak today. I think he added a lot of bright spots, showed a phase of the game that's really good for the Lone Peak Knights in that return game, and I think as they go throughout the season, that'll be a really high point for them.
I'll give it to Kingston Stroshine as well. He did a good job defensively. Came up with a couple big plays against an honestly a really explosive IMG team. So helmet sticker to Stroshine as well. But I agree, Kerr Robinson probably is your player of the game for Lone Peak. Did a great job returning kicks, especially in that second and third quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stroshine was really, really good tonight too.
So that's going to be your helmet stickers for tonight. That's going to wrap things up. Final thoughts before we sign off, Brandon?
I think, these are games that you take your lick, right? You learn from it. You have a short memory, and you learn, and you go on to the next one and go fight, win. As cheesy as that sounds, you got to move on.
So that'll do it for tonight. Lone Peak moves to 1-1 after the loss. They will be at Skyline next week. You'll see that game right here on the Rewind Sports Network. IMG will go back to Florida for their home opener against Cornerstone Christian out of Texas. For their trying to move to 2-0 and trying to go for win number 11 in a row for IMG Academy. That's going to do it for us here tonight. For Doug behind the camera, I'm Matt Coleman and Braden Peterson. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great night. We'll see you next week for week 3 of the high school football season. Take care, everybody.